two paths and intersecting the data that we got together, ladies and gentlemen, we found our attacker. Blockchain is considered an anonymous space. It is to a degree. Of course, it depends on the blockchain itself. But as you can see, in the right hands, with one transaction hash, which is just a gibberish of 64 bytes, you can uncover serious attack vectors that include multiple attackers, front-running, coin mixing schemes. And if this is not enough for you, in the end, you can identify the attacker and even bring back the lost assets. Hope you enjoyed our story. Of course, some parts cannot be disclosed because of the confidential matter of the investigation, but we are obliged to share the name of the project or share some more details with you. Please visit us at our booth 49. We'll be happy to answer your questions. And also, if you have any security-related pens, we'll be happy to heal them. Stay safe.
कैमरा डिटैच हो गया शायद कैमरा डिटैच हो गया हाँ नहीं कैमरा डिटैच हो गया
Thank you, Mr. Grant. Thank you very much. We are going to start the panel discussion. I would like to call upon Ms. Anna Titova, who's a moderator for Coins Telegram, Harun Rashid from Space IZ, Mr. Kumar Gaurav, founder and CEO of Kasha, and Mr. Aman Sindhuja, founder of Moving. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. So today we are having a panel on DeFi and risk in DeFi and the trends in 2021. My name is Anna Tutova. Let me introduce more myself. I'm CEO of Coins Telegram, and we have a group of companies. We have crypto fund, news media, and PR agencies. So we help different blockchain crypto companies in the industry with promotion, with PR into financial, business, crypto media like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Cointelegraph, and so on. With regional PR, we work with a lot with influencers, do social media campaigns. So basically help to grow this ecosystem. And I would like each of the speakers to introduce themselves and tell about your companies and what you do. So let's start with Aman.
Thank you very much for having me. My name is Aman Sandhuja. It's been 4 years in the crypto space. Good to see everyone in the physical conference. So what we're building at Moving is a social investing platform. Think of it like a Facebook for crypto investors on the Web3, where you can invest along with your friends and explore various other farm deals with influencers and friends, and invest together in confidence, because Telegram has a lot of noise and complexity, and we wanted to address this problem. Thank you. So excited to share the panel with Gaurav, and I forgot his name. Arun. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kumar Gaurav. I'm a founder and CEO of a company called Kasha. We are basically B2B banking platform. And our relation with crypto is that we provide banking services to crypto companies. Not only crypto, we are also expanding to FX. But in crypto, we have a big market share. If you talk about our client list, it starts anywhere from Binance to Nexo to it's Paxful, so or Polygon, Chainlink, any kind of decentralized, centralized, peer-to-peer systems, centralized exchanges. So we are providing banking services to all of them. In 2021, we are now getting into B2C banking, where we are looking to also give accounts to traders who are having difficulty to trade with the regular traditional banks, or have problems in P2P trading. In fact, in India, we are globally, our business banking services is globally, but in India, we are starting first this experiment with B2C, where we are also setting up physical bank branches where our users can go and do the transactions. So that's more about Kasha. I think we will talk more about B2C, and you will hear more news about us as we will become also useful for the regular crypto community.
Individuals who participate to become stakeholders rather than just another customer. We're literally just trying to raise awareness at the moment, but we've been working in the crypto space for the last few years. I also have a background in cybersecurity, so we're trying to implement the both elements into providing a secure and fair system for all.
Thank you for introduction, and I would like to start with our discussion, and I would like the speakers to share their experience in yield farming. And the first question, are you currently invested into any liquidity pools, and how do you find out new yield farming opportunities? So let's start with you, Harun.
Sorry, say that again?
Tell about your personal experience. Are you currently invested into any liquidity pools, and did you do any yield farming?
So at the moment, I'm not invested in any liquidity pools, but yes, we have done yield farming in the past. Now, when we look at yield farming, we look at really our own risk appetite, and that's how we decide where we want to be. Now, when we position ourselves, the idea is to look at our portfolio to decide what percentage of our portfolio we want to hold in certain products. Now, again, one of the most important things is the personal risk profile we have as an individual. Now, if you are high risk, your kind of portfolio will be very different to if you are low to medium risk. But let's be fair, everybody who participates in crypto is high risk, right? But high risk in itself doesn't mean you just throw your money away. It means looking individually at each product or each project that you're investing in and weighing the merits of it. So, and that's what we try and do when we do farming in that way.
Thank you. What about you, Kumar?
Can you again repeat what's...
Yeah, are you invested currently in any liquidity pools?
Me personally?
Yes.
No, I'm not invested in any liquidity pool.
Have you tried any ones? Like,
Oh,
how do you see this scene?
No, see, right now you have a lot of things. If you ask me personally, Binance Smart Chain have done a very incredible job in this whole liquidity pool and yield farming. Because of their trust wallet integration, it becomes like very, very easy. I don't know how many people are here who are actually using the trust wallet? Okay, and how many are you MetaMask user? Okay. And how many of you have invested in or participated in liquidity pool through MetaMask? Okay, so I think you guys have to talk around and mingle with them, because there's a lot of people in the room who are using MetaMask, but not everyone is participating through. So I think that's the problem here. So we have an opportunity, we have incredible returns, we have so much stuff going on, but even we have access to these tools, we exactly don't know how to participate in it, right? And the same is with the Trust Wallet. I think in a Trust Wallet, if you are using the Android, you have a much easier option. You can just move your coins. It doesn't matter, you have Cake, you have C98. I'm just taking some of the names which have the bigger liquidity pool. And you can just directly through your mobile app, you can participate in these pools, and you start getting advantage of these volatile crypto market, which definitely right now looks very, very good, and I think it's a very best time to be in the crypto. Not vouching for how long, but I think it's a time when we have to learn, we have to experiment, and we have to invest. And yeah, so I will say that those people who don't have a trust wallet on MetaMask, download it. It will make your life more easier to understand how to participate in these liquidity pool, how to just buy some coins. I think just to experiment, you can just have a trust wallet and some Cake into it, and you will start your journey.
Thank you. What about you, Anam?
So for me, I'm a hardcore trader right after the college days, and I'm trading into the stock market as well. So passive income actually makes a lot more money if you look at from the compounding principles. And active trading gives you, of course, an adrenaline rush to make some more money on day-to-day basis. So it is definitely one of the best technology where you can start earning passive income if that fund is of not immediate use for you. So I usually look at from pools.fi, some from MyConnect, YouTube channels, and then there is Versant as well. So there you explore different pools and compare the APY and APR percentages and stake your coins, and then you can start earning a passive income. I think it's the best mechanism in the blockchain because it is actually allowing you to become the CEO of your own bank. Your bank is a wallet and it gives you an interest on top of it, which is through these pools and all. So definitely a wonderful thing in this DeFi ecosystem, and there are various pools where I have invested in. And usually the criteria remains is the history, APY, APR percentage, and different other things.
So Aman, why not you tell then people some of the good pools which you invested and made you in some incredible returns? I think everyone want to know that, right?
I think we should
That's the
follow,
point here.
we should follow first few pools from you. What are the few?
I already told, like, I bought bunch of cakes, and I think that generates
I am afraid of cakes.
Oh, you are afraid? No, I love cakes. Come on, guys. In COVID, I think we all got like some extra pounds. So having some extra cake doesn't hurt anymore.
No, I am more into curves and ribbons than cakes.
Oh, sexy.
So, I'm more into curves and ribbons than cakes. Cakes are for babies.
Yeah.
No, there was a baby cake swap, so that's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah, so we touched a bit a question of returns on the yield farming and APR, and a lot of protocols offer just like thousands of percent of return on your staking. So when do you think this APR race will stop? What do you think, Kumar?
I didn't understand the question.
So different protocols, especially new ones.
Your voice is echoing here. What you?
APY APR race will stop. There every other protocol, every other APY APR race kab khatam ho?
No, why we want to end that race? That's incredible. That's what making us all of happy, right?
Well, I don't want to end this race, but as we see, like with the growth of the industry, and as well, like when protocols mature, the APR becomes less. So, how do you see the evolvement of all this?
I think that's So, see, when we talk about APR, and sometimes we talk about incredibly high APR, right? 1,000%, 2,000%, 3,000%, right? I think, Aman, you know more. It doesn't make any sense. And if you also look at to some of these very, very high APR, there's not enough liquidity. So I think this is a race. I think right now we are in a bull market. We don't have to make a sense of a lot of things that are what I have learned in the last 5 years. But I think as the market will mature, the people will mature, they will start differentiating between what's more solid, where is the actual technologies, where is the actual companies are, where is the actual logic to generate, because anyone cannot give just the return out of thin air, right? They have to have a business model, and that business model need to generate some revenue. And that's when we can talk about APR or APY or whatever it is. But sometimes when you see some of these things, it doesn't make sense. So for us, we did also a fair analysis, and currently, because I mentioned we are not into B2C space, but we are getting into there slowly. So we built a product and we saw that, okay, what actually is driving these APR? And one of the reasons, one of the main factors of these high APR is actually the volatility of crypto market, correct? Absolutely. So this is what actually generating. So if a company have an algorithm to just trade, if you, let's forget about general DeFi and high APR. If you are an active trader in a market, and if you see the volatility, I think on any given day today, the volatility even in Bitcoin is anywhere between 1% to 5%. Every day. So, which means that if you combine this, you are talking about if a daily trading volatility we also combining for a year, we are talking roughly just in Bitcoin, if we take 2%, roughly 700%, making like, you are just making 2% every day. So what some of the DeFi protocol they are doing, they are actually taking this liquidity and doing the same. And that makes sense. Up to that, I can understand. And that's something which I explain. And so what we are releasing, we are also releasing a product where we are giving people very straight. It's not that attractive, but it's like, okay, you know, you are participating in our liquidity pool and you are getting, let's say, every month based on your amount, anywhere between 2% to 5% monthly revenue, which goes in a year 60%. It's not crazy like having 300% or 400%, but it's 60% which make more sense to me, which we think that as an institution we can commit, we can stay on our commitment and continue these kind of APR even when there is a bear market.
And I would like to ask a question, Harun. So what does the ideal balance between the risk-reward in DeFi should look like?
So what is the balance?
Between risk and reward in DeFi protocols.
Right. I think this goes back to what I said at the beginning. Risk and reward is based on the individual, right? And each individual has to decide what their kind of risk and reward ratio, risk-reward ratio is, right? So if you're a very risky person, you'll be looking for very high rewards. Now, in this market, obviously, there are, like I said, thousands of percents available. But equally, you need to balance the portfolio that you have. So if you're going to go ahead and invest in, very high risk, high reward products, let's call them, then you need to actually balance yourself by having the lower risk, the lower, and maybe obviously the lower reward. So it's all about balance. You can't, you can't go from one extreme to the other. I think, and that's what we kind of preach, is that balance is the most important thing, whether that's in life, but in crypto especially, because going high risk, you are at the mercy of the markets. You're potentially wiping yourself out. So risk reward is individual, but at the same time, it's about understanding what it is that you want from the market.
Thanks. And actually, as we see, DeFi is in very early stage, and many yield farmers have issues with like impermanent loss, rug pulls, asset price drops. So I would like to ask a question, Aman. What is your opinion? How should people manage their risk in DeFi?
See, well, this industry has a beauty because of speculation and of the new protocols coming out of the market, and new people wanted to participate. When I entered into the crypto market, the market cap was less than $5-10 billion. And we collectively have seen growing to about 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 trillion dollar as well. And with this, as more coins start coming out of the market, all those who are not active traders, they started looking for passive income. For passive income, we had the DeFi and the pools, liquidity pools. From there, this money which goes into a smart contracts gets lended to institutions, or the high beta traders actually take that money on a certain percentage and gives you a return basis that which compounds to a user. So for me, I mean, if you are personally asking me, my portfolio composition usually revolves around largely into the blue chips of crypto, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and top 10 coins. And if I am trading, I usually book my profits into BTC, which I convert basis the cycles in a stable coin. So the risk reward gets balanced. And if you're looking from buying point of view, it's always comes out to be a dollar cost average model where you buy it on the different prices rather than just putting all the money into one single price. Like if it's $57,000, no, I am very confirmed that it will go to $100,000. I am selling one particular asset and converting into it. So second is, like I always tell people, that in this market you will always cry and you will always feel happy. Why you will cry? Because you have seen $30,000 and you have not bought, so you're crying. And you have now seen $57,000 and you're not booking profit. Tomorrow it'll reach out to again $45,000, then you will again feel bad. But over a period of time, if you look at how this market has evolved from less than $10,000 to about $61,000, and the whole market has evolved in such a way that in India specifically, if you talk about, there are about 25 million crypto investors globally, you have 100 million plus. So it's the beauty of this industry, and specifically from my point of view, I mean, at this point in time, I have liquidated most of my positions in stable coins, and I'm just waiting for some correction, I don't know when it will happen, but on the safer side, I've booked my profits and put it on the stable coins. Thank you.
So what proportion of the portfolio should be in stable coins in your opinion?
Well, it totally depends. I mean, if you are keeping stable coin just in a wallet and you don't want to earn a passive income, then it should be somewhere between 25 to 30%. But if you are using it for a passive income in the liquidity pools, it can go higher about to 45, 50% as well, including if you're investing in top 10 coins and top 15 coins, because ultimately part of the portfolio is giving you passive returns and part of the portfolio you are heavily invested in the market, which is, as the market appreciates, you get your money as well.
Thank you. And next question I would like to discuss is security of these DeFi protocols. And not many projects conduct quality audits, and even if projects are audited like by big security audit companies well known in the industry like Certic, Haken or some others, they're still hacked. So what should be done with this, and is it a real prevent for a lot of investors to enter this industry? What do you think, Kumar?
Kumar.
Security. What I say? I think if we are talking about DeFi, I think DeFi is still not a stage where we can actually say, yes, it's a decentralized finance. But for me, the best example of still the decentralized finance is Bitcoin. Not these bunch of new coins coming on the name of decentralized finance. I still believe that the Bitcoin is the biggest innovation which happened in decentralized finance. Maybe a lot of people don't agree with me, but that's my one coin which is completely decentralized. I control it. No government can confiscate me. When I started from Monte Carlo, came to Dubai, all my funds traveled with me. I think that's the perfect example of a decentralized finance. And the best part is that it's secure. It's in my wallet. I own the keys. When you participate in these liquidity pools or in these many different DeFi protocol, high risk, high earn reward, I think many people even don't realize that they don't have hold of their coins anymore. It's just not you, and that's why maybe we can wrap it around that it's a wonderful technology where you have this participation through the wallet. But when you participate in liquidity pool, the liquidity pool get access to this. And yes, you can get back it from liquidity pool, but that's not the case 100%. We have seen Uniswap banning many coins. If it is, nobody banned me to stop receiving me Bitcoin so far. So I think there is a lot of knowledge, lot of innovation is still required there. There is a lot of crap which is being sold in the market on the name of DeFi. I think we all have to educate ourselves and then really choose what is actual DeFi and how you manage your security. One thing in a crypto is a baseline. If you don't hold the key, and if it is not something which is solid, regulated investment company or have some kind of regulation, you are not at a high risk, you are at ultra high risk. And this, it's just the day have to come when you wake up and, okay, another Mt. Gox or another DeFi hack. It just can happen anytime because you don't control it.
Yeah.
So I'll just take 30 seconds. So on top of what he has said, I think the question was on the security part. So think of smart contract as your own bank, right? How do you do your research when you're depositing a money into your bank? You always see the legacy of the bank, which regulation, what all customers, top line, bottom line, different other things. But this is not possible in the case of smart contract because at times there are fabricated AUMs which are being shared amongst the different smart contracts as well. So what you do is, you usually look at which company has done an audit for this particular smart contract. And if you have coders, all these smart contracts are public in nature, you can go line by line. And when you are evaluating which company has done an audit for this smart contract, what are the risk parameters they have taken into an account? All these information at times are public. You can ask for the information from the protocol as well, while you are evaluating if in case the fund size is of large quantum. So these are some of the things, and like Kumar said, if your private key is not in your control, then of course, this is not a real DeFi investment which you are making. But definitely, when you are looking at the security aspect, the company who is auditing the smart contract, their legacy plays an important role. And of course, the line of codes which they have written. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
No, I think both are correct. But the one thing we also need to bear in mind is when you're looking at somebody who's audited, you need to look at the auditor as well. Now, if the auditor has no experience of previously having audited something or audited something in the past and it's failed, that will give you a good indication of the quality of the audit. Because security in itself, these DeFi projects are code. Code is written by human beings, and human beings are fallible. So there's generally, in my experience, there's always a problem in the code, and it's a question of finding it. Now, you might not be able to find it, the auditors may not be able to find it, but somebody out there will find it. And if you're seeing these really high returns, you have to understand there is a very high risk that there will be a problem later on down the line. But as long as you understand that and manage that, you can invest as you see.
Thank you. And so we discussed a lot of different risk factors, but still we see some housing interest from the side of institutional investors into entering DeFi space. So how do you see the future of DeFi yield farming, and what will be the role of institutional investors in it? What's your opinion, Aman?
I'll ask Kumar to go first. The question is the future of yield farming, right?
Yeah, the future of DeFi yield farming and the role of institutional investors in it.
The master stroke first. The future of yield farming in DeFi.
Future of yield farming. Why? I think we just started it, so there is a lot of things still need to happen. I don't know what it will be called. I think it's just, if we put into a simple market term, it's about generating wealth. Let's very simplify. Obviously, we have this fancy term called yield farming or high APY, APR. I think when it talks about crypto, the passive income concept, at least for the retail investors, have started in 2021. Before 2021, we were not talking about having your Bitcoin generating interest. Maybe in early 2020 it was there, at least for the common masses, but now it's becoming very, very common. So let me ask you, like, how many of you actually generate profit on your Bitcoins just by keeping it, not trading?
I think the question on top of this should be in every cycle.
Yeah, so only 5 people sitting in the room does that. So I think we have to catch up a lot. I think yesterday we as a Kasha, for business users, obviously we were doing this for a long time, because being exchanges, our customers, liquidity providers, big OT6, we always have the margin options, we do the margin trades, we take calls, and we generate income on that. But it was so far only for the businesses who were banking with us. But now yesterday we also released the product where if you are a retail investor, you just open a Kasha account, you deposit your Bitcoins or Ether or Tether, and then you start generating, I think in a year it's somewhere between 6% to 14%, but in that coin. It's not as attractive as we hear in the yield farming, 100%, 200%, 500%, but this is something which is can be actually been generated. So I think as the market will mature and the people will understand where is the a long-term investment, where it makes sense, you will see more consolidation, and I think all these concepts of crazy APR will come down. You will have more legit company. You have come out some of our customers like Nexo doing an incredible job. You open a Nexo wallet, you deposit a bunch of Bitcoins and stuff, and start generating. And there is an actual business model, and being a banker, we have evaluated these models for last 2-3 years, and now we see that there is enough appetite that the depositor's deposit can still stay safe and generate yield. And I think more and more companies will start doing it, and then one day we will have everyone in this room having a Bitcoin in their wallet or USDT in their wallet and just generating a little profit for them. like regular banks, like, you know, like I don't know, because we are in Abu Dhabi, we are in Dubai, so here still you have like an annual interest of roughly 1.5%, 2%, maybe 2.5%. If you are in Europe, it's actually crazy. It's a minus. So it really does not make sense to now keep any money in fiat instead of having in a stable coins and then generate, let's say, 8%, 10% annual profit. Because, okay, now I'm not talking about those crazy numbers, so don't get disappointed, but this is something which is ultra safe you are talking about. Putting these funds with the regulated institution, not with just putting on some bunch of codes and then let the magic happen, or let the fortune play the role.
So how many of you want to keep your money in bank versus in your crypto wallets? How many of you want to keep your money in a bank? Ultimately, maybe 5, 7, 10 years down the line. How many of you actually want to keep it in crypto wallet? Oh, that's the future. So if as more people start growing in the market, the network effect will come in. So smart contracts work actually the replica of the banks, which is why we call it as an ecosystem of decentralized finance. And as more and more money start getting locked in, this money has to go out as well. So think of it like a crop rotation. So banks take the money at a cheaper price from the retail audience or retail customers and give it to an institution at a higher percentage. So same is happening in the smart contract. You are depositing, somebody who is borrowing it, therefore there is a spread between APY, APR, compounding, interest, cycles, all these things happen. So if the demand start increasing it, right, then the more lock-in in the smart contract will come in. More lock-in means more yield out. More yield out means more institutions want to avail that capital, more institutions, more retail customers. So this whole cycle will actually act as a growth loop. And when this growth loop will become possibly bigger than the banking infrastructure in the world, I think that will be the time when we look at the past and see that we have actually disrupted the present while talking about from the past and the future.
But no, I mean, that's not how the banking or the economy work. For an economy to work, to money to work, you also have a demand and supply and a commerce to happen.
Absolutely.
Not just the people putting money and then imagining, expecting that it's going to grow. That's not how the economy works. We have e-commerce, we have businesses around.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what happens over the time, which I believe is that maybe the crypto also have to become a mainstream where it can be used as the way of commerce. Because end of the day, money is just the value transfer. It's not a value in itself. No, my dollars or my Bitcoin never make me feel better when I'm hungry or I'm thirsty.
El Salvador makes you the same thing happens, right? You can buy your burger from a cryptocurrency.
Wonderful, and that's what we are talking about. That's where it have to grow, and the thing is that it already started. So yes, today we have a small country who is starting it into the e-commerce and in the general economy. And I think over the time we were hearing about Brazil going into the same road. And I think we have hundreds or more countries because in crypto we keep hearing about this volatility. Oh, this is volatile. I can lose 10% tomorrow. I can lose 20% tomorrow. Last year, our institution have made 12% just in the volatility adjustment between pound and US dollar. 12%. And we are talking about world's two strong currency, US dollar and Great British Pound. So imagine there are hundreds of more countries. Yes, we are sitting in UAE, very stable economy. The currency is backed with the US dollar, so we don't see those volatility. But there are more than 100 countries where their own currency is more volatile than crypto itself. I think it makes more sense for them over the time to move their economy into crypto. And then we will start seeing bigger effect. And then when this effect will start, it will be not something which will go in a step fashion. It can go in an exponential way. And I think that's all what we are in here for. Yeah.
Thank you, and share your thoughts with us, Harun.
Well, for me, I see institutional involvement in DeFi a long way off. Simply because it's far too risky. These institutions have to answer to the shareholders, to the regulators, to all these authorities, whichever jurisdiction they're in. And right now there is a very big push against institutions getting involved in crypto. Now, that's going to change, but it's going to change slowly. There is no, and I think you kind of put it best, it's about de-risking. Now, the only way institutions are going to get involved is de-risking the DeFi protocols or products that we have. Now, if you de-risk those, what does that mean? That means the reward is less, right? So again, Kumar is right. You won't get the 1,000% or whatever rewards you have now. You will get something more in line with what's maybe better than what you have in markets at the moment. But again, it will involve a lot of de-risking and a lot of work with regulators to show that what's being done is actually not putting the entire financial system at risk.
I think we are running out of time, so thanks to all the speakers for interesting discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the panel. I would like now to call upon Mr. Venkatesh Krishnamurthy from Space IZ Limited, who will be speaking about decentralized economic system. Mr. Venkatesh, please come on stage.
Thank you for the introduction. And so what is the future of blockchain? What's it going to look like? We all are here today to discuss that very question, and I'm going to answer that with blockchain. So I can give you random facts and figures. I can give you random facts and figures, but then you can look that up on your smartphones, and that's not why you're here. So what I'll do is, I'll give some relevant and unknown facts and figures to come up with a prediction. So when we talk about prediction, can anyone guess how exactly a prediction is done? Anyone? Okay, it's done by the past. So history repeats itself, and technology is no exception to that. Now, where in history can we find something as innovative as blockchain? Right? Well, the answer is the internet and the World Wide Web. Now, honestly, tell me, how many of you know the thin line difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? Or is there a difference? Can I see some hands? Are you guys sleeping? Are you tired? Good afternoon? No? Okay. I thought it was a live audience. I don't feel like that. Okay. So, let's talk about the internet, right? The internet started with a collection of computers linked together to form a network designed for communication. Okay? And this communication was 1% in 1993. It was 51% in 2000. And it was 97% in 2007. Now, having said that, we are in a stage which is known as the pinnacle of human achievement, which is posting selfies. So all the internet communication that's been done has been evolved into research, and at the end, this is what we end up with, because it's really important. Now, before I go into what this slide is, I'll tell you the difference between, or what exactly is World Wide Web. Now, the World Wide Web is a service that is created by the internet to enable or facilitate that communication. And so there are other ways of you to pass on information, which is through email and FTP, but we are just talking about the World Wide Web here, and World Wide Web is just another service by the internet, which is created by the internet. Now, why I've chosen this slide is, you have loads of browsers out here. Now, the browser is a tool which helps you to browse the internet without even knowing what the underlying technology is. By underlying technology, I mean HTTP, HTML, and hyperlink and all that sort. So basically, there are technological advancements, you don't really need to know about it. Now, it doesn't matter which brand the browser was back in 1993 or in 2020. We had Lynx, we had Netscape, we had Internet Explorer, and today we have Safari, Google Chrome, and Microsoft Edge. Now this tool has made it very easy for any layman to simply have an internet connection and go ahead and browse whatever he wants. So this is all the technological advancements we have, and you all know that you can simply have an internet connection or connect to the Wi-Fi and browse it without even knowing what the underlying technology is. Now, coming back to the present topic, blockchain. So basically, when you, with blockchain, what happens is, we have information or information recorded on a database or a ledger which is transparent to its peers. However, you don't need any trust between them, and once a transaction is done, it's immutable. Now, you must be around the whole day talking, interacting with people in the DeFi space, in the crypto space and all of that, and mostly they would be talking about NFT, and you know, the application is much more than just these. And you can see here, these are big brands, And the application of blockchain is in the banking and finance, supply chain, healthcare, insurance, energy, real estate, trade, government, IoT and travel. That's quite a lot of applications we don't actually venture into. There's another slide probably, but I'll leave that for later. Now, I'll talk about a very interesting fact and a very interesting concept here. It's called the stakeholder capitalism. In the Geneva conference last year, 2019, the World Economic Forum regional group signed 7 principles for stakeholder capitalism. And the principles are crafting inclusive economic policies, economic integration, education systems, industrial revolution, environmental sustainability, health risks, and governance. Now, these principles are not simply just written at random. They have been heavily researched to come up with a futuristic solution. Okay, so we have spoken about 3 things here. One is the evolving technology, which is internet back in the 90s, and then blockchain in the recent time. We have spoken about an easy to use tool, which is the browser, and we have spoken about stakeholder capitalism. Now, there are many wallets out there, but what exactly is the function of a wallet and how is it relevant to the current scenario, right? Just like you had the browser back then in the 90s, which made the flow of information, right, very easy without knowing what the underlying technology is. A blockchain does the similar, a digital wallet does the same thing, where it makes it very easy for blockchain to transact, or it's used as a tool to make the life for layman easy. Now, having said that, I'll just tell you some of the common features of digital wallets. So, a digital wallet usually has features like secure means of holding and converting your cryptocurrencies. There's a KYC process to access fiat, and there are withdrawal limits set accordingly. You can stake for APR, which is the annual percentage return. You must have heard these concepts out there. Staking is very much common nowadays. And then you have cashback schemes. Now, apart from just the common features, you have additional features like holding non-fungible tokens, right? Conferring rights for content. This is something which not wallets actually have implemented, but definitely it is something you can venture into. You can link your bank cards. Also, you can store tickets to events and shows. Now, having said that, I bring to you Spaces, a key to the future. So, we have the Spaces wallet. Now, what is the Spaces wallet? So, the Spaces wallet is basically the heart of our decentralized economic system. So, any user who comes and onboards onto our Spaces wallet gets to use other applications on our platform, namely rent spaces, fixed spaces, eat spaces, and ride spaces. So anybody who comes onto our platform can use these applications to earn Spaces tokens. I'll get into the details. So quickly, let me just tell you about what happens in a wallet. So a wallet basically has cryptocurrencies, and it also has fiat, and you can exchange from fiat to cryptocurrencies and vice versa. You can also link your bank cards, and you can issue your bank cards. This is how wallets are being launched in UK, but is it just with this particular function, or is there more to it? Definitely there is more to it, which is the unexplored part, which I'm going to talk about. So before I talk about Spaces wallet, let me tell you about Spaces. What's the concept of Spaces? So Spaces basically is a decentralized economic system for commission and fee-free apps, designed as a equitable and fairer alternative to other service platforms, namely in the food delivery, ride-hailing, and property rental space. Now, what happens in this decentralized economic system is that we have imbibed the concept of stakeholder capitalism. So with this, all the participants like the riders, business owners, customers, all become stakeholders and benefit from the decentralized economic system that we have in place. Now, we actually onboard not users but stakeholders and reward them for every single activity on our applications. Now, having said that, what's an economic activity is another concept which we have introduced. So now in the decentralized economic system, we have this economic activity which is basically anything like ordering food, or booking a cab, renting a space, or converting a currency, for which stakeholders and users will be rewarded with our tokens. Now, what's a decentralized economic system? So, in a decentralized economic system, we don't control the economic system. We put the power in the hands of the stakeholders and we let them grow the economic system. So on all our applications which have a lot of economic activity, we would have a lot of stakeholders in the long run, and we would reward all the stakeholders for performing the activity on all our applications. By doing that, that increases the utility of our token and also adds value to the token, and we would have a lot of users like over time, and now the value of spaces would only increase when the economic activities increase, which is totally dependent on the stakeholders that would come onto our platform. And obviously everyone can be verified because we have created this on blockchain with a reward mechanism which makes it very transparent. Now, the spaces that, let me just tell you a little more in detail about our decentralized economic system. So we basically have a group of applications apart from the wallet. The wallet is the heart of our ecosystem and it powers the other applications. We have an application for the property, which is rent spaces, one for the maintenance service, which is fixed spaces, one for food delivery, which is eat spaces, and one for travel, which is ride spaces. Now, why exactly have we chosen these sectors is because on a day-to-day basis, there's a lot of economic activity that happens on these 4 applications and these sectors. Now, the USP of our application is growth of stakeholders, and what we intend to do is include the landlords, tenants, the delivery drivers, restaurants, anyone to become a stakeholder of our decentralized economic system and reward them with spaces tokens for performing economic activities. So let me tell you a little about stakeholder capitalism and why we chose to have this into our system. Now, stakeholder capitalism is basically a system which, like a company basically needs to be oriented towards the interest of the stakeholders and not just the shareholders. So a shareholder is someone who owns something, who owns part of a public company. He can own shares of a stock, but a stakeholder actively participates in the economic activity or the performance to help grow the company. So there are 2 different things. Now, stakeholder capitalism is a sensible business decision, as apart from the fact that it is an ethical choice, because we want overall growth and not just some parties to grow in the ecosystem. Okay. Fine. So this is just the diagram wherein we have showcased how exactly the economic activities are performed on our applications, and these economic activities are performed by spaces customers, property owners, handymen, restaurants, and drivers. And so when economic activities are performed on these applications, they are rewarded with SPIZ tokens, which would be redeemed on the Spaces wallet. So this is how we have created our stakeholder mechanism on decentralized economic, on our decentralized economic system. Now, let me quickly tell you about a conventional app and how it works. So in a conventional app, what happens is that the restaurant will register with the app, they will probably put up the menu, and then the customer logs in and places an order. Now, when he places an order, the company running the app will make money from the restaurant, and then probably they would, the driver is being paid not much as he should be actually paid. Now, once this transaction is completed, there's an outcome which is, so you have an outcome here where the sales actually increase for the restaurant, and the basically the company, like any the company who is in the food delivery space, they would get higher revenues. Now, the delivery driver fee is undervalued here, and then financially nothing changes for customers. So this is because they are following the model of shareholder capitalism. We have come up with stakeholder capitalism, wherein we have 5 applications, and we give an opportunity to stakeholders to come and onboard into any of the application of their choice, and we simply reward them with our tokens. So we are not going to pump or dump the token. We are just going to reward it to the stakeholders, and the value of the token would be dependent totally on the stakeholders. Now, let's take the case of Eat Spaces. So in Eat Spaces, we would have restaurants, we would have customers, we would have the drivers. Now, all of them are considered as stakeholders. For example, let's say the driver actually drops someone, and then there is the customer who places an order on our application. He will earn Spaces tokens as a reward. Now, when he earns Spaces tokens as a reward, initially, obviously, we are not focused on generating huge revenues and profits and all of that. We want to grow this organically, wherein the power would lie with the hands of the stakeholder. Now, so when we do that, you might be wondering how exactly we would sustain, right? So now, our business model is, it basically works in the interest of the company and the stakeholders, right? So once our stakeholders increase in the economic system, that would have a lot of economic activity in the decentralized economic system, and that would obviously lead to a lot of rewards being distributed through the SPIZ tokens, which will have the utility for it. Now, when you do this on a large scale on all the applications, and we have, like, let's say 100 million users, then there's a lot of economic activity that we are talking about, and a lot of tokens that are being given out. And that would actually determine the value of our token. What we would do here is, we would simply earn a percentage of the tokens that have been rewarded to the stakeholder. So we are not going to simply take the token and dump it on an exchange as soon as the price goes up. That's not our model. We reward stakeholders for economic activities, and we would take a percentage from that, and that's how we would cover our costs. Now, apart from that, obviously, we have restaurants, we have property owners and handyman services on different applications who can pay us for improving their search on our platform and the ranking, and probably run ads with the PPC model. Now, quickly, what exactly is a business, right? So a business is basically created in a manner in the current scenario, or up till now, it was being created in a scenario where you can maximize your profit, you can keep on generating revenues, and you can monetize on user data. Now, we have a paradigm shift here from shareholder capitalism to stakeholder capitalism. And now it's more about how much value you can add into a business, right? How many pain points can you address, and how many, how can you disrupt the existing business models, right? This is what we are heading to create a sustainable platform basically for upcoming millennials. Now, having said that, yes, that's the end of my presentation. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for your patience, and meet us at booth number 4 to know more about us. Thank you so much.
Do we have any time for queries or like quick question and answers? Or if anyone has any questions? Okay, if anyone has any questions, yeah. Pardon? I can't hear you actually. We haven't. This is our launch event, so we have not launched our applications. We have the web version for the wallet ready, so you can go and check out the web version for the wallet. And Rent Space is available on Android at the moment. But we plan to launch it full-fledged in UK and Middle East and India in Q1 2022. Yeah. Anyone else has any questions, or I think we are good here. Yeah. No questions? Okay, thank you so much for your patience and time. We can meet at booth number 4. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatesh. Thank you very much. I would like to call upon Mr. Samuel Rondant, who's the head of OTC from currency.com, who will be speaking about new opportunities for OTC in crypto.
Excuse me? Yeah. The guy left, was it? Thank you. So, hello. Thank you very much for being here this afternoon. And listen, so new opportunities for crypto OTC. So first of all, a brief description of what an OTC transaction is on the crypto market. OTC means over the counter. So technically, when come large transaction, we do not deal through a regular exchange for any volume, which is going to be, let's say, over $1,000 and running into the millions. We are going to have a dedicated account manager, and this transaction is going to be transacted on-chain. I will explain a bit later in the presentation why and how we do this. Let's start with this chart here, which is showing you the total supply of Bitcoins which have been already printed, minted by miners. And in blue is the part of Bitcoins which never moved for the past at least 2 years. So we call this the illiquid part of the Bitcoins. As you can see, it's a vast majority of the coins. In orange, you have the coins which are highly liquid. These are considered constantly turning on the exchange. And in red, the coins which are considered liquid. Those are which are actively turning in the past 6 months. As you can see, since 2018, we have a sort of plateau, and the overall amount of Bitcoins is still growing every single day. Every 10 minutes, you have a new block. But the more and more older are sitting on their coins, and the amount of coins available on the market is not progressing. This is a big issue for the liquidity of the market. So you can see on large exchanges like Binance, UOB, and FTX, by example, that on the top of the book, you have a certain amount of coins. But as soon as you go further away from the price, this liquidity is going away. Luckily, we have been helped by the progress of prices. So in 2017, we had roughly the same amount of liquid coins on the market, but at the time, the market was much lower. And today, we have basically a lot more supply. This is exactly the same chart, but in dollar value. So basically, as you can see, compared to here in 2018, to today, we have a massive progression in terms of dollar of the amount of possible transaction. So it is possible today to find a very large amount of coins directly on exchange, much more than 2 years ago, but it's still complicated. Historically, the world of OTC have been invented in the commodity market. You go to farmers or producers or people who wish to crude oil, and you ask them for the future delivery that you are going to be able to sell prior to the extraction, by example, of crude oil. It is a little bit the same about Bitcoin. We need to source some Bitcoins in the world. We are going to talk with miners, we are going to talk to long-time holders, and we are going to convince them to take advantage of the price which exists now and do transaction directly with the buyer. We are not going to propose those coins on the exchange. So here, a last chart about the movement happening in the liquidity. So in red is basically the decreasing liquidity, and in green, the increasing liquidity. As you can see, there is a very big impact when the price is moving upwards. You have less and less Bitcoin moving, And when the price is going down, you have more and more coins coming onto the market. It's a reflex for every long-time holder which want to cash out after a move up. Overall, what you can see is since January 2020, you have a lot of period with red chart, meaning that decreasing supply of liquidity, and very little with the green increasing supply of liquidity. So we are back a little bit like a couple of years ago when it was much more complicated to find liquidity. So today, if a client was to purchase 1,000 Bitcoin in a day, it would be more complicated than it was 2 years ago. So to illustrate this, I took the chart of last week. I think all of you heard that one spike on the Bitcoin market. Someone purchased $1.6 billion on exchanges. So it's highly unusual to buy so much in such short amount of time. What is very interesting for us today is all information are obviously on the blockchain, and we can analyze in depth exactly what has been going on during that move on the market. So as you can see in the first minute, the Bitcoin went from 53,000 all the way to 56,000. During that minute, there was something like 17,000 Bitcoin negotiated. So extreme amount of Bitcoin are now moving on the market. Still, when you are trying to buy this sort of volume, you will have an impact on the price. Usually, someone which do not want to disclose his appetite in purchasing the Bitcoin is going to come to a desk like mine and is going to do an over-the-counter transaction. He's going to say, okay, I want to buy 10,000 Bitcoin today or in the next 1 week, and we are going to find a way to do it. So here is the breakup by, in the first minute, you have the BTC price in black. And in the first minute on the right, you have the various exchanges where this volume was transacted. Because of course, when this big buyer started to purchase the coins, he pushed all the market to react in sympathy. So there was a massive movement up on the Bitcoin. And as you can see, the Binance BTC USDT pair trading volume hit 10,000 Bitcoins in 1 minute on that single occasion. So we have a funny situation where on one hand, it's really possible to find volume today on the exchanges, and on the other, when it comes to discretion, obviously, you don't want to leave an impact on the market, or you don't want to tell others that you have got such a big appetite. So you must find a way to do the transaction, and this is going to happen what we call peer-to-peer between two individuals, most of the time between a professional desk like mine and a buyer and a seller. So what are the reasons to trade OTC for cryptocurrency? The first one we discussed extensively in the past few minutes is the volume and the liquidity. The second one is the strategy. Let's say you purchase 5,000 Bitcoin this week, and you are an institutional, but you do not have eventually the team to work on the price. So they might come to my desk and say, okay, this is our target, 5,000. We don't want to pay more than $58,000 maybe as of today. And please try to get us the best price before the end of the week. So that's the kind of strategy that we work on. Fast settlements. So obviously, a lot of actors in the space our money is very important for them. So they want to move the fiat currency, the dollars, to our entity and get a fast processing of the coins afterwards. So on regular exchange, obviously, when you are going to touch extremely large amount of fiat currency, dollar or euros, by example, it will take a lot of time to process this fund in terms of money laundering, and we can fast track this for our best client. The next reason is confidentiality. Most of the clients which are operating peer-to-peer or over the counter are people which don't want to disclose their appetite. They don't want to disclose their identity. They don't want to disclose the address of their wallet where they are going to get this large amount of coins and their connection. So most of the time our clients are very loyal, and most of them I work with them for years. And this is a very strong incentive for them to come to a desk like me. Quick onboarding. Today, if you go to one of the biggest exchange or one of the biggest OTC activity, you will probably take about 6 months for a full onboarding. With tailor-made solution, we can basically onboard you in 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the entity which is facing us. The last two are the most interesting one. Liquidity today, or the transaction itself, is something quite elementary. I receive the funds from a client, and I'm going to make this transaction on behalf of the client in the condition that he is given me. What is very interesting today is, and this is the service we are trying to build, is we are more and more private bankers. All the work is happening prior to the transaction and after the transaction. We know that the world of crypto is asking more and more scrutiny from the regulators, from the bank, the QIC, the AML policies and all this. And it's now becoming more and more important for our clients to prepare their transaction. So I will explain a little bit of what are the possibilities that we can put in place. Bespoke solution, same here. We have more and more clients which are coming, and they go behind the simple appetite of buying some coins. They say, we have a lot of clients which purchased Bitcoin when it was $100 or $1,000, and they are now sitting on very large amount of money, and they want to optimize these assets. They might be interested in optimization in tax, or having, by example, some staking to increase the revenue or something. So they are going to talk with us about the various solutions or the various providers that we can refer them to have a better use of their funds. So there is two sides on the trade, the buy side and the sell side. So let's go very quickly for the various reasons for who are the actors and the various reasons to trade with OTC. So on the buy side, we have the high net worth individual. We see more and more appetite from extremely wealthy families and family offices which are coming to us, and they want a regulated entity, which we are, to deal with. We also have more and more institutional getting interest in the space, and obviously for them, it's a key to transact with a regulated entity. So access to structured products, that's the next reason to deal with an OTC market. So you have vanilla hedging. Let's say you have a very substantial amount of Bitcoins, and you have been enjoying the market going up, and you are now worried of eventually some bad news on the market or something, and you want to protect yourself from the market going down. So we are going to put in place a strategy with you. It's called vanilla hedging. We can give you access to some yield product. We can also do some lending and the things. Then we can discuss specifically new exclusive product. So there is a trend around NFTs. I've seen many booths around here. You have also private token sales. It's prior to the setup of some companies. Some projects are looking for some investors. We can assist in this as well. The lending is a big market, because obviously if you had a very big amount of coins and the market has been going up and up and up, you might be interested in getting some fiat currencies against this, and the staking. And then we can do prime transaction advisory. The big point around all this on the buy side is that the bank are still a major hurdle in most of the transaction. We still have a lot of effort to do to convince the bank about the structuring of the product. So then we have some solution for our most interesting clients, and we are in a position to propose them some solution which are going to facilitate the flow of fund, and we can also recommend specific partners which are going to fast track their onboarding and the process of their funds. So that was the buy side. Now we move to the sell side. So the sell side have very different problems. A lot of the sell side have owned coins for a very long time. Some of them forgot intentionally or not to declare their asset at some points. So we might have a lot of this situation related to tax in many countries. So the first question is always how to cash out. How do I have a very large amount of coins where I cannot exactly prove how I got those coins because it was 10 years ago and basically the trace from that time disappeared because I was not paying attention at the time. The Bitcoin was $1 for a Bitcoin and I was not so much keeping all my documents. I was mining those Bitcoin with my gaming PC, and obviously it's very complicated to explain today to the tax authority how I did got those Bitcoin. If you are not in a position to do so, it's going to be a major hurdle into cashing out those coins. So we are working also on some solution for our clients, assist them into getting back the information. We can do some forensic on the chain and things like this. So that's one service we can provide. We can also structure some companies and solution to be very tax efficient for now and for the future. And when I speak about tax efficiency, I'm also talking about a lot of things that people ignore is the estate planning, how I'm going to transfer my asset to the next generation, how can I make sure that if something happened to me tomorrow, my assets are going to be in a safe hands for my children or my spouse. How to find a bank account, we've been touching this subject. How to increase the return and not let the assets slip. It's obviously more and more people are coming to my desk with this request. With the Bitcoin at $58,000, they have been convinced all the time that the market will go up tremendously, and now they are even more convinced. They want to keep the assets, but at the same time they would like either to enjoy the benefit of some of the fiat or to find a way to increase the return. So we can also help with that. And how to protect from an unfortunate turn of event. So this covers the subject of custody, of estate planning, as I was saying, for inheritance purposes, also how you want to protect yourself from a downturn on the market, and a lot of these things. So that was the sales side on the crypto. So let's review very quickly 3 specific user cases which I've been working on in the last few weeks. So the first one is the large buyer of coins. So we deliver the base execution in the space. We have access to extreme large liquidity. So the result is that we can purchase between 500 to 1,000 Bitcoins in the next 5 minutes without any effect on the price, thanks to the technology we are using. And more importantly, we are going to try our best to keep this transaction confidential. So we might deal with other clients from our desk, we might deal with some miners which have coins to sell, and we might get the extra liquidity of coins from the exchange itself. So the real value is not really about the trade execution. It's about all the process which is happening before. We have account executive manager, which are going to be your one-to-one relationship in the company, which are going to help you with the onboarding, with the preparation of the trade and the client support. User case number 2, we have a very large holder of coins. So they have, let's say, 1,000 Bitcoins. And back in the days, you know, there was this reflex when you are in countries with very unstable currencies, like Latin America, like Eastern country and the sort, or Asia, where you do not keep so much reserve on your local currency because it's always at risk. So you basically convert regularly to Bitcoin, by example, or US dollars. And recently I've seen a lot of Bitcoins coming to my desk which have been purchased at $1 or $10 a Bitcoin. And these people have problem basically to transact this asset. So for this, we have some solution which are going to bring the client full confidentiality, tax efficiency, estate planning, and a bank account. We can work with external partners which are going to set up ad hoc structure for the client to be in a position to transact. And basically, since we are bringing this sort of services, the volume that we are transacting is basically multiplied by 2 or 3 on a regular basis. Last user case, maybe one of the most in fashion at the moment. So we have a large miner which wants to improve his passive income. So what we can do for them is we can get them a loan based on the Bitcoin itself. And this loan, the proceeds of the loan, they are going to get it in dollars, and they can reinvest in their own mining facility or keep the mining facility as it is and invest in a new country, by example. So at the moment, we can get some of the best condition on the loans. The good thing about this is this type of loan are non-recourse. Non-recourse loan mean that if you have a problem, basically if Bitcoin tomorrow goes to zero, the money which you borrow against the Bitcoin, you will never have to pay it back. That's what a non-recourse loan is. The only collateral is the Bitcoin that you put up front. Then, on the other hand, if the Bitcoin keep on growing and going higher and higher and higher, in 3 years' time, you repay the loan with some fiat currency and you get your Bitcoin back, and you are in a position to basically get the full upscale of those Bitcoin. So the loan at the moment to reinvest the money is one of the ideal solutions for long-time holder, because they can convert some of this asset into fiat, and you are basically putting a sort of down protection. So if the market totally crash, you will have cash out for the amount of the loan that you are getting. So, thank you very much. This was, I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I will be just outside the room to take some questions. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel. Thank you very much. I would like to call upon Mr. Francisco Letiro from Baby Cake, and he'll be speaking about Baby Cake passive income application. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Frank. I am the CEO of Baby Cake. I have been involved in crypto since 2015, but it became a full-time job for me since the pandemic started. My business was seriously affected by it, and so I dedicated myself fully to crypto since then. And I'm primarily a businessman, and I applied my expertise to the Baby Cake project. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to explain cryptocurrency or DeFi to your friends or family? All you get is a blank stare, right? Yeah, I mean, they have no clue what you're talking about. And you get frustrated because, you know, if they could just understand it, they could start taking advantage of the amazing opportunities that DeFi can offer. The learning curve necessary to understand the complicated world of DeFi, it's steep for a lot of people. But we knew that there had to be a way to lower that knowledge barrier and help people to start making some money in an easy way. So our mission is to make earning passive income through DeFi simple for everyone. We also understand how transparency and security is important for any investor. So Baby Cake contracts is audited and certified by Certic to ensure the contract had no issues, and on top of that, our liquidity is locked. So I'm really excited to be here today and talk about our unique approach on passive income and how we are making DeFi accessible to everyone. And the first step for that was to create the Baby Cake token with an innovative rewards system. Most projects, they pay rewards in their own token, but Baby Cake pays rewards in cake, the native token of pancake soup. I guess all of you are familiar with pancake soup, so you simply buy an old baby cake and you get cake rewards automatically sent it to your wallet. You don't need to do anything, just wait and you get cake. It's simple as that. This gives the investors an opportunity to take advantage of one of the best staking pools on the Binance Smart Chain. So you can make even more money returns from your investment in Baby Cake. Baby Cake token was fair launched on July 17, 2021. There were no pre-sale, no ICO. Everyone could buy Baby Cake fairly from the moment of the launch. Now we have over 57,000 holders, a large, loyal, and very engaged online community, and since the expected after-launch correction, a stable price floor and a growing market cap. In just 2 months, we have launched a dashboard, an auto reinvestment pool, and a swap. We are also about to launch the Baby Cake lottery and the first augmented reality NFTs with rewards. That means that our holders will receive cake rewards by just holding the Baby Cake NFTs. And our NFTs are different than anything you have seen before. It's not just a classic JPEG NFT file, but is an interactive NFTs that pays a passive income. So you and your family can play with it and have fun while you're making money. We are always evolving to provide more utilities and income for the Baby Cake investors. So a part of the lottery and the NFT profits will be used for buybacks and burns, which will be beneficial for the Baby Cake token. And the Baby Cake token was just the first step in our plan to bring DeFi to the masses. We recently have developed a 3-click app which will enable anyone with a credit card and a smartphone to own Baby Cake token and start earning a passive income. You can see the app preview on the screen here. We already have the app on our phone, just the team members. So if you are curious about that, you can stop later at our stand and I can show it to you. Decentralized finance is a big subject these days. We all know that accessibility can be difficult. We all been there. We all have experienced how complex and time-consuming it can be. Our app is very user-friendly, and we believe that we make DeFi space much more accessible. We are removing the need to know anything about the DeFi before you can take the full advantage of its benefits. Everything that you normally do when you buy a project, let's say on Pancake Soup, the slippage, the BNB, our app will do that in the back end for you. It's so easy that anyone that never bought a crypto asset before will be able to do it anyway in just 3 seconds. The rate of crypto adoption in the world is growing, but we know that the percentage of the world population who are the actual user is still very small. But we developed this app to be so simple that anybody can use it. So everything we do is to fulfill our mission of helping people changing their lives through passive income. Baby cake is just 3 months old, and we are very proud of what we have accomplished in this short time. If you like to find out more about our app or our augmented reality NFTs, please feel free to stop by our stand. We can give you a demonstration. Thank you for your attention, and see you later at the stand.
Thank you, Mr. Francisco. Thank you very much. I would like to call upon Mr. Happy Sheikh from LPN Token, who will talk about LPN Token digital money for a digital world. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. A very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, whatever you like. But this one is excitement. That depends. It creates the difference. It creates the difference. And Alpine Token. First of all, thanks to join Alpine Token presentation for explore better future. Tomorrow, with new industry and the revolution of cryptocurrency. Many thanks to Dubai Crypto Expo 2021, who gives us the opportunity in Alpine Token project. Thank you so much. Thank you. So this one is? Okay. So everyone wants to know. People are very curious to know about Alpine Token. What is Alpine Token? It's not a cryptocurrency. It's more than a cryptocurrency. How is it? So let's explain. Alpine Token please help. Thank you. Alpine Token is a decentralized cryptocurrency, multi-utility token based on ERC20 protocol on Ethereum blockchain. So let's understand, dear friends, the journey of Alpine Token. 15 December 2020, we had started our journey in crypto industry. And our price is 0.40 cent, only 40 cent. And we start our journey with a renowned exchange, that is the Probit Global. 5th February 2021, we are listed on Probit. And that time, our price is $1.42. It's only $1.42. Which commitments we are written in our white paper. After that, we deliver our roadmap. And when our roadmap is working, our scenario is going to work itself. Difference between Probit Global and second exchange is BioCoin. We start our journey with Probit Global, but after 6 months, we will list their own self on BioCoin. And remember, we start our journey only $0.40. And when we listed on first exchange, our price is $1.40. When we list after 6 months, second exchange, that is a BioCoin, and pairing with fiat currency, at that time, our price is only $7, but within 10 days, we will reach our high target. Only 6 months, we will reach our target $100, 40 cents to $100. It's a big achievement for us. And Probit Global, it's explained, it's a near about $100. Our journey start only 40 cents. Within 8 months, we are giving, if you talking about CMC coin market cap, if you're talking about CoinGecko, we are the top gainer itself at that time. And the lots of time we reach our target, we are the top gainer in the coin market cap itself and CoinGecko and the lots of crypto projects, lots of crypto platforms. And our 8 months growth is only 130 times, 130%. That's why people want to know what is Alpion token. They are very curious about to know Alpion token. Alpion token, so this one is our 8-month journey. 130% growth calculated. It's a very much important. So how we reach our target, and what about next 8 months? What about next 10 months? Where we will reach? I'll show you how and what type of strategy, technique and technology we used in our platform. That's why we are reaching here. So what is our technique? What is our strategy? What is our technology? Let's explain. So every cryptocurrency is dependent on three parameters. That is utilization, circulation and demand and supply. If your cryptocurrency is utilized in a huge platforms, then automatically they generate their circulation. And if the circulation is very high, then it creates your demand, and supply is limited, then automatically your price is going to rise. Same parameters is working on us. So basically our technology, technique and strategy. Our technology is very simple and our technology is ERC20, but our technique is very much important, that is physical community. We found in our research most of the cryptocurrencies are dependent on virtual community, but we take initiative to create our physical community itself. And physical community, we make our core team, we make our trust, we make our community A, community B. We choose 500 leadership person who have thousands of leadership contacts. So right now, if I'm talking about the physical community, Alpion token, one of the single cryptocurrency in the world who have wonderful physical community instead of virtual community. And physical community gives us a strength. There is no volatility, and physical community is our technique which we develop, but we take some time. So today we have near about 500,000 physical community in whole world. That doesn't mean we don't like virtual community. We have virtual community itself. But it is our technique, it is our strategy to build our project physically itself. So globally we have right now 500,000 approximately physical community. So this one is our first strategy who creates difference from another one project. Our important part is stakeholding. And if you know about Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum 2.0, they are also promoting stakeholding. Stakeholding, basically stakeholding control panic sale. And we found in our research, best cryptocurrencies also harm when panic sale work. So we make one more strategy, how to control panic sale. If you control your panic sale, that means no one beat you. So on that basis, we create our long-term financial portfolio management, that means stakeholding. And today, I proudly say, we have near about 200,000 stakeholders who invest in stakeholding. That is the level of trust which is gained by LPN token in the market, which is gained by LPN token. Because today, there is hard money. If anyone invests anywhere, they are not feeling confident because everyone knows the certainty of the market, volatility of the market. But we gain 200,000 stakeholders trust. That is the level of trust which is taken by the LPN token. It's our strength. So first is physical community. Second is stakeholding, because we are promoting our stakeholding project. We have two websites. One is lpntoken.io. lpntoken.io is our informative website, and lpntoken.net, that is our stakeholding website. Our booth number is 54. For if you know about more, come on the booth and definitely meet with our associate. They will guide you. And we found in stakeholding, in trading, 5%, less than 5% earn from trading. 95% persons lose their money in trading. So everyone learn you how to trade, but we teach you how to invest. If your investment is good place, then you earn right profitability. So today, in our stakeholding, you check about the 8-month data of LPN token. If you are a trader, what is your profitability in 8 months? Our stakeholding program. If you invest before 8 months in our stakeholding program, you will get 130 times. I think it's a big number, 130 times. Because stakeholding control panic sale, it's a long-term portfolio. So it's a very much important defense to control panic sale. And stakeholding 100% control our panic sale. Second thing, our best features. Decentralized crypto payment gateway, decentralized multi-utility application, decentralized crypto vault. Decentralized crypto payment gateway, within few days we will launch in the market, but we already give our decentralized crypto storage wallet itself. We already deliver our decentralized multi-utility application itself. And few days we will launch our decentralized crypto vault. This vault is working for the gaming platforms. If you have gaming solutions, you will come here. We are providing decentralized crypto vault for the gaming solutions. Like big gaming platforms are welcome to our decentralized crypto vault. So right now we have 5 best features. One, we have a strong physical community. Second, we have strong stakeholding. Our product, decentralized crypto payment gateway. Decentralized multi-utility application already delivered to the market, already. Decentralized crypto vault, decentralized multi-utility application itself. So right now we deliver 3 technologies already in the market, because if you are not practical, no one believes you. Your words is matter if you are giving practical. So today we have everything is practical. Our roadmap strategy, our roadmap, which timing is mentioned in our roadmap, we already deliver to the market. And before time we deliver, that is our words. And dear friends, Albion token already promoting lots of supportive wallets. Already Albion token, you can use JX, MyCrypto, Coinomi, everyone knows because all are crypto players, so don't need to I explain. But Albion token right now, supportive wallets, there is a lots of supportive wallets and you can already, you can use. And second thing is live price and ranking. So coin market cap itself, but it's not only coin market cap. There is a coin oxide, coin codex, coin ranking, coin Geeko, coin pair, coin stats. All are the live price and ranking platform. We already registered on that. One more thing, where we are stand today. I really thankful to coin ranking. Please listen carefully. I really thankful to coin ranking because coin ranking start a search globally last month, and after research they announce there is a 2 cryptocurrencies. There is a 2 cryptocurrencies most researched by the persons. And the 2 cryptocurrencies, one cryptocurrency is mostly researched by the world. One is Shibu, and 30 days continue research globally. Second is Albion token. It's a wonderful day. It's a big achievement. It's a big achievement. So dear friends, we are here, we are giving 130% because we deliver our words and we believe in our words, we believe in our technology, we believe in our technology as well as our team. A special thanks to Satish Mostra, who is the MD of the project, who gives me wonderful opportunity, as well as our core team, as well as our whole community, as well as the whole Crypto Expo, who gives us opportunity to represent our project in front of you, as well as all media supportives. They gives us a wonderful news about Albion token. What is Albion token? How to growth? Where is Albion token is going to stand? What is the strategy? What is the technique? What is the technology? All are in the media. All are in the media. There is no hidden part of Albion token. So it's all due to our best features. So these words, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, being here. I have one minute. Thank you. Thank you so much once again for being here. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, organizers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Happy Sheikh. Thank you. I will kindly request everyone, if they need to applause, please go ahead, do that. But do not shout or scream, because it affects the online video. So please bear with us. I would like to call upon Aaron Levy Yahalum, who's the CEO of Local Trade, and he'll be speaking about market analysis. Mr. Aaron?
got it right here. Is there, which one? Okay, got it. Good evening. I will not have that brilliant pitch, the previous speaker. I will not sell anything today. I will talk about user experience. It may be sounds funny, but we at Local Trade really thinking that the local user experience will drive the next trillions of dollars to our crypto market. So today I'm not pitching our product. We're not pitching some instruments. We're trying to explain our understanding. We're sharing with a lot of our partners the understanding of simplicity and how the simplicity is the main important thing in our market right now. So the simplicity of user experience, the simplicity of the user interface, that's what we need to explain to the broad audience, to the billions around us to be part of the community we build. So great instruments, great ideas, extremely valuable decentralized, sometimes decentralized instruments is just unimaginably unapproachable for the broad audience. And what we are talking about right now, that look at the example the Revolut done for fintech, done for the banking world. We need that type of Revolut approach to our DEX markets, just to drive another new users to our community. And that's not simple. It's an idea we need to share. We are willing to share with all of the audience, all of the leaders of the projects around us. So I hope it's working. Okay. Yes, bad user experience prevents mass adoption. You know, if you ever tried, let's say, invest in some maybe high profitable, but just Uniswap liquidity pool or anything else of that kind, you know that the just regular user, I mean the user from outside world could not understand it in a matter of, let's say, minutes, hours, and sometimes even days. It's very complicated. And what we need right now is to create this simple one touch, one click approach to lower the technical barriers for broad audience. So we are preaching for everybody. Think not about the new technical opportunities, but think how your mom or your level of that level of understanding of that level of technical understanding could use your products. Because sometimes we're seeing outstandingly beautiful ideas, but that ideas just lost because nobody could actually implement it or use it. Look at that. Look at that. It's OpenSea. Have you ever tried to mint a token on NFT? Have you ever tried to mint NFT token on OpenSea? Please raise your hand. Have you ever, has anyone tried to mint an NFT token on OpenSea? Yes. Is it was simple? Is it was easy? Tell them how many hours you spent just to mint token. It's kind of user interface to token minting. It's like easy. They call it easy approach, simple approach. Is that easy? Is that easy? No, fuck. It's not. Sorry, man. It's not easy. And what we get just gives the broad audience. That just gives the broad audience ability to use your platform in one-click manner, and we will get another trillion to our market. It's not about us as a local trade. It's about you and our market in general. Overcomplicated flows. Sometimes very hard to use all of that platforms for general public. But it's not all. It's not all. Too complicated onboarding. Are you really need that complicated onboarding? I'm the guy behind very big KYC and AML solutions. Are you really deeply understand why you need all that procedures? Sometimes yes. Okay, guy's willing to, let's say, cash out $1 million. Okay, it makes sense. But if it's his first attempt, are they really need to go through all that hell? But some of you, as a project leaders, knows it's your user flow. It's what you are doing with your users. And then you're asking your marketing team, oh, what's going on with our market? What's our conversion rates? What's going on? You lost them on that stage, on that stage, on that stage, and on that stage. Somebody of you thinking about very complicated technical stuff. I'm in crypto space since 2016. I know a lot of beautiful projects, a lot of technically beautiful projects. But I think most of the projects lost that game just because of that. That's the biggest secret of our industry. You don't trust me? Trust the numbers of Revolut. What they have done for banking. Yes, we're trying to unite the community that understands the meaning of good user experience. It's not like we're trying to implement the user experience just for us, just to sell our approach to the crypto, our crypto exchange, etc. We are willing that anyone could share and let's say brainstorm and share the ideas of how to implement the great user experience, and we could give anyone access to the biggest UX guys in our team just to help you. We're not competitors. We are building the future, and that future should be simple. Yes, it should be simple. It really should be simple. We need simple fiat gateways for all of that very complicated liquidity pools, not our liquidity pools, your liquidity pools, your DeFi instruments, your DEX something, whatever. We need to give them an access or any other access. It's just one way, very predictable for a lot of guys around us. But it could be anything, but it should be very, very simple. We're creating the community. It's not business type of activity. It just we're as a local trade willing to help everybody and willing to unite the people who understands the multi-trillion effect of great UX during the next years. We will be at local trade booth number 26. Just find me, hit me, and let's try to build it together. If you share that mindset. Thank you so much for your time, for the effort, and everything what's going on here in Dubai. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron. I would like to call upon for Sam Noble for ZapPay, who will be speaking about the future of cryptocurrency India. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the day and coming to watch this. I'm Sam Noble, the CTO of ZebPay, one of the largest crypto exchanges in India. So I come from a technology background. I've spent the last 16 years working in the industry, and the last 5 years working within blockchain. So we're going to talk a little bit about the future of cryptocurrency in India, and to understand the future we have to understand where we've come from and a bit about the past. But before we do that, who is ZebPay? I'm looking around the room. I think some people here from India might know who ZebPay is, but if you haven't been to India, you probably haven't heard of ZebPay. We're working on that as we're expanding out across the world. ZebPay was one of the oldest and first cryptocurrency exchanges in India, founded in 2014. And the original founder is somewhere here at this event as well, hiding around. He was somebody who was a real kind of Bitcoin maximalist, a visionary. In 2011, started bringing Bitcoin into India, one of the first people to do so. A few years later, the exchange was founded. And because of that, 2 out of 3 Indians, 2/3 of everybody in India who owns cryptocurrency, purchased their cryptocurrency through ZebPay, which is pretty awesome. That's no mean feat. Since then, since 2014, we've grown to 5 million users, $10 billion in transaction value, and scaling out to more than 160 countries. But India is always our focus. It's our home. It's where we put most of our effort into. But slowly moving out of there. And we just have 3 kind of main things we focus on. We have our retail exchange, but we also do our enterprise and our H&I services. So my colleague Nirmal will be here tomorrow to talk more about our products and what we're doing. I'm going to talk about more on the exchange history and how it is to operate an exchange in India. A little bit about us as a kind of distributed company, just to show that we're not some fly-by-night company who's just set up. We have a team that's spread around the world, offices in Singapore and India and Australia, and then the rest of the team are mostly based in India, but we have a presence around the world. And our core values as an exchange, we're not just here as a financial services company. For a lot of us who are in blockchain and got into blockchain many years ago, we wanted to do something with that technology, to make a difference, to change the world. And so the core values of ZebPay and what keeps us focused and helps us drive everything that we do is this idea of creating accessibility. Everybody should have access to cryptocurrency. There shouldn't be any barriers to entry. We have to do certain things to make sure that we know who you are and that you're not trying to launder money through the system, but otherwise it should be open to everybody. That means from a cost perspective. And by doing that, making it accessible, we're able to bring financial freedom to as many people as possible. So in a developing country like India, where we have 1.4 billion people, there's a lot of kind of range from people who have very little to people who have a lot. So we're trying to balance that out, making it open to everybody. And a big part of this is education. We really have to drive home education, help people, support them, help them understand what this market is and how they can be a part of it. So this is all well and good, but what is this guy doing here who's clearly not an Indian, talking about an Indian exchange? What does he know about India? Well, as I said, I'm a technologist. I've been in the industry for the last 5 years. And really, I got into blockchain with EOS in 2017. I don't know if anybody here is an EOS fan or an EOS supporter, but that was my real kind of first love. Obviously, 2011, 2012, I got into Bitcoin. But EOS, I was part of the original mainnet launch in 2018. And this was a real community where we were trying to make a difference. We're trying to bring some technology to the rest of the world and make a change. So spending some time in EOS, the community there was pretty small. We'd go to some of these events and there'd be a few hundred people, not on this kind of scale. But as I was traveling around Southeast Asia, I was in China, I met a bunch of people who said, hey, you're over here, why don't you go and check out what's happening in India? There's this conference in Hyderabad. IBC, International Blockchain Congress. So at this point, I had been working with Indian teams since 2011. Being in software, there was a lot of outsourcing happening. So I thought, okay, let's go to Bangalore. Let's see what's happening over there. It's been a few years. Let's go to Hyderabad and see what's happening there. So I came to this International Blockchain Congress in 2018, and it was huge. 2,500 people, heads of states, banking leaders, some of the big four, Maersk were there, IBM were there, some really kind of interesting people, and everybody was so excited about blockchain. They weren't really talking about cryptocurrency, they were talking about blockchain and how much of a game changer it was for India. And just seeing that level of passion and how everybody was so excited about this, I thought, okay, something's going on here. This is really exciting. And also, funnily enough, I was wearing an EOS t-shirt, which back then, people didn't really understand decentralization, and they thought I was Mr. EOS. So it's finally now decentralization is becoming a bit easier to grasp, where there isn't an owner of the network. It's everybody owns the network. Everybody shares that. So I relocated to Bangalore. I also met a girl, and we got married, so I stayed there for the last couple of years. And just try to get involved in the blockchain community and the blockchain industry within India. And it was so rich and so vibrant, from people in college attending hackathons and being a mentor, being a panelist at various conferences. India Dap Fest in 2019, we started to see the level of people attending these events from all of the big companies. Everyone's getting interested. Everyone's really excited about blockchain. And by the very process of that, cryptocurrency comes along with it. But there's still a lot of misunderstanding, misinformation. So after this, I then met some of the people working in ZebPay. I came in as a consultant. I was a CTO, working as a fractional CTO, and fell in love with the team, fell in love with what they were doing, because I saw those core values. It matched with what we were doing back in the early days of EOS and trying to make a difference and improve the world. So then that's when I came on board to ZebPay. So to put it into perspective, why is all of this important? Because I have spent the last 3.5 years living in India, working in this industry. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of really good world use cases that we can see in India. There's use cases all over, mostly around supply chain, but India has some really unique challenges that blockchain is really good for. In the education sector, everything is paper-based. Most things are paper-based in India. I call it the land of 1,000 printouts. Everything you do, you need 2 or 3 copies of a printout. So with education, your certificates, everything is paper-based. If you lose or damage them, you're in trouble. It's really difficult to redo that. So digitizing certificates, putting them on the blockchain. Whenever you go for a job interview in India, you will have your education or history scrutinized. You will have your history that you have to present. So by digitizing this, securitizing that, putting it on chain, we can simplify all of this stuff. If we look at things like farming, so many farmers living in rural parts of the world, the farming industry is really complex in India. It's sustaining and it's the very foundation of the country. But it's really difficult for farmers to get access to funding, to be able to get fair pay for what they are producing. So again, by bringing in solutions like blockchain, where we connect farmers directly to the end users, we can make it a much more level playing field and a fairer place. Similar with renewable energy, imagine there's so much agriculture and agri-land in India. Installing solar panels, allowing people to generate their own electricity to power their village, and then sell the excess back to the government. This becomes so much easier with something like blockchain. And probably one of the best use cases is land ownership. So much land, it's a huge country. And hundreds of years worth of parcels of land changing hands, again, all on paper. And so much of it is disputed. It's really difficult to come along with a piece of paper and say, hey, I own this piece of land. So again, another great use case where blockchain can come in and make everybody's lives easier, safer, and level the playing field. So despite being a nation that's so ripe and ready for and forthcoming with blockchain, it's been a pretty difficult journey on the other side of that when it comes to cryptocurrency. So I don't know here who has any kind of knowledge or knows what has happened over the last few years in India. Because as I discovered, if you're not in India, you don't really know what's going on. You'll see what's happening on the news, you'll see what's going on BBC, but it doesn't really reflect it. Throughout COVID, being based in India, I would talk with my parents and they were hearing all of these kind of stories that just, no, that's not the case. The situation on the ground is very different. So in 2017, the Reserve Bank of India, the Federal Bank of India, started making movements that, they weren't too happy with this thing called cryptocurrency for numerous reasons. And they started saying that, this is a scam, people are going to get taken advantage of and lose their money. So in 2018, they actually came out and to try to shut these things down. I mean, it's very difficult to put a ban on cryptocurrency, but they forbid the banks from working with cryptocurrency exchanges, which is pretty smart. If you want to shut down cryptocurrency, you just don't allow people to buy it. And then in 2019, a committee was formed to kind of really look into this cryptocurrency thing and understand what it's all about. And they said we should just ban it, outright ban. Huge turn of events in 2020. The Supreme Court turned around and said, actually, this is unconstitutional. You can't do this. So you have to reverse that decision. The federal bank shouldn't be able to have this amount of control. So that decision was overturned. But it didn't happen overnight. There was still a lot of skepticism. There still is today. And even at the beginning of this year, 2 days before I started as CTO, the government again said we're going to completely ban cryptocurrency. It was a great start to my new career as a CTO of a crypto exchange. But luckily, this started a dialogue. This started a conversation with the government. So we started talking with some of the people, the lawmakers and the regulators. A lot of the cryptocurrency exchanges came together and put our heads together and said, let's get to the bottom of this. What are these guys so afraid of? What are the real objections? And maybe we can try to figure something out. And we discovered there were a few kind of really key points to all of this. One of them is just infrastructure. Being able to keep track of all of the comings and goings. It's hard enough to deal with income tax in India, so now adding this thing called cryptocurrency into it was really tricky. And because there's a lack of general regulatory policies and frameworks throughout the world, where do you start? Where do you begin with this stuff? It's so difficult. And then on the user side, it's a scam. There's this problem where the lack of understanding means that people can get taken advantage of. They can lose money, which comes back to that education piece. And then on the banking side, is it gambling? There's some really strict rules around gambling in India. So is it the same thing or is it different? So we involved each other and the government in these conversations to understand where the problems are. And a big part of that was the education to say, look, we're doing everything we can to make sure that we know who our customers are. To become a customer, you have to do full AML and KYC. We'll do all of your verification of your bank, of your address, of all of these things. So we were able to show that actually it's not that scary. We're not a bunch of cowboys running around just taking money here and there. We're trying to do something and do it in the best possible way. So by doing all of this and building these world-class products, we can show that this is a legitimate industry. The market is huge. Already in India, there's $6.6 billion of crypto asset holdings. That's up 400% in the last year, and it's just going to keep going. People want crypto. People want access to this stuff in India. And think about India. It's been the outsourcing capital for the last 15 years. The rest of the world has asked India to build their software. So over those 15 years, people have learned a trick or two about how to build software and how to build companies. So we have some world-class teams, some world-class technology innovations, and a thirst for Bitcoin. And if we look over the last few years, since 2015, 2016, the startup economy scene in India has just been exploding. So many unicorns are coming out of India now. Because we have the people there, we have the knowledge, they know how to build this stuff. An amazing talent pool. So if we take all of those things together with our experience from the fintech world, put a huge focus onto security, and make products that are user-centric, we're really focusing on making it as simple as possible and educating our users as we go. And as part of the education piece and as part of our core values, we don't just want to do the exchange thing. We want to kind of broaden our product suite. And we've built an incubator that we call Zeb Labs, where we're trying to, again, build out products, services, and incubate these ideas that will make the world a better place. So solar BTC, renewable energy to mine Bitcoin. So we created, not me personally, but Prashant, our head of R&D, he's around here somewhere with his team. They created a solar-powered mining rig for Bitcoin. That's so cool. You can put it out anywhere that you get sunlight, and now you're generating Bitcoin with renewable energy. You're just printing money. Very slowly, but you're printing money. ZebPay also created the first women's DAO. It's a women's only DAO. You can only join if you're a woman. You can only vote in the DAO if you're a woman. And this DAO is used to derive or define the products that get, or the ideas that get worked on within Zeb Labs. And this is all around trying to promote gender equality in tech and in crypto. Especially tech is a male-dominated world. India has been a very kind of male-focused and male-dominated culture. So again, we're trying to equalize the playing field, that accessibility side of things. And then another thing we've been building is Zeblytics. So blockchain analysis. If you've mined some solar BTC and you have this renewable energy Bitcoin, how do you prove that that came from solar? You need some way of tracing it back. So Zeblytics is a service that we're creating where we can do this kind of tracing. So we have that traceability of provenance to show this was mined from renewable energy. It sounds simple, but it's pretty tricky. So the title of this was, what is the future of cryptocurrency in India? And we don't know 100%. From what we've seen, there's been a lot of difficulties and challenges. But one thing we're absolutely sure of is that the market is huge. Everybody wants to be in cryptocurrency. Everybody wants to own cryptocurrency. And we have managed to have those grown-up conversations with the authorities to say, look, we want compliance, we want regulation. We want to do this in a way that everybody can understand and a way that is legitimized. And this is the future of cryptocurrency in India. It's huge, it's exploding, we're just getting started. This is day one. From here, it's only going up and up. We saw 400% growth in cryptocurrency assets in the last year, and it's growing exponentially. So for those of you who haven't been in India, you haven't seen what's going on in the Indian markets, you should pay attention because it's growing massively. Thank you everybody for staying around and staying late into the evening to watch this. We're here in booth number 34. Come and talk to us about our products and the kind of stuff we're doing in our Zeb Labs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. We are about to start our panel discussion. I would like to call upon Ms. Anna Titova, who will be our moderator, CEO of Coins Telegram, Mr. Igneous Taranis, Head of Communication by BIT, Mr. Shantanu from Encryptus, advisor and speaker, and Mr. Aaron Levy, CEO of Local Trade. I would also like to call upon CEO of Garantex, Mr. Mohammed Khalifa. Thank you.
Yeah. The most hardcore visitors. The most stamina. Thank you so much. You're really tough guys. Thank you for being here. Till then.
Our panel with exchanges. My name is Anna Tutova. I'm CEO of Coins Telegram, and we have a group of companies. We have crypto fund, news media, and PR agency. And let our speakers to introduce themselves and tell more about the exchanges and what their focus areas are.
Okay, I'm the CEO of Local Trade. The Local Trade is a very ambitious team with brilliant team of developers heading to top 15 exchanges next year, and we are preaching the simple user experience, as you know from my speech 20 minutes ago. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi everyone, my name is Igneous Taranis. I'm the head of communications from Bybit. Bybit is a leading global exchange. We are pretty top there when it comes to the volumes and open interest, especially in Bitcoin and Ether, the large cap ones. Really happy to be here with my fellow panelists and looking forward to all the insights.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Shantanu Saxena. I am the founder of Encryptus. Encryptus focuses on impartial advisory on crypto projects. We help companies right from licensing to actually launching business models across Middle East and Africa. Predominantly, we work with various other crypto exchanges, global crypto exchanges, I should say. And our role is to tell them with strategy, with commercials, with building business models, etc. Thank you.
My name is Mohammed Khalifa. I'm the CEO of Garantex International Exchange. We are an Estonian company, regulated. We are an exchange platform where clients can avail the services of having cryptocurrency exchange, buying, selling, fiats. We will be expanding very shortly, and that could be in Q1 2020 in United Arab Emirates under regulated license MFT in Abu Dhabi, and we will be also licensed in Dubai under the OTC and the currency trading license in Dubai.
Thank you for introduction. So let's start with the first question, and I would like to talk about user friendliness of the crypto exchanges. So what are your steps to make it easier for novices to use your exchange? So let's start with you, Aaron.
As you know from my speech 20 minutes ago, if you're being here, the best way is approach the, let's say, very complicated instruments in a manner like fintech revolutionize the banking market. So what we need right now is that brilliant approach of simplifying things to the user, giving the user the simple the simplest access possible. I mean, one-click experience, because all of us as a crypto space guys not understand the level of hardness for general public just to understand what we are doing. We still have a lot of opportunities just to simplifying things and to bring the trillions to our market. Thank you so much.
How Bybit does is really, we build the best product and we make sure it's always reliable. Customers really like to come to us because they know this is an exchange that they can really rely on. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter what they want to trade, doesn't matter how volatile the market is. They always have the best tool and the best matching engine, the most reliable throughput and everything. So I think lots of times it's just we make sure that the product is manufactured with care, prepared with care, and customers will just come and find it useful, and then they will basically just start to use it.
I think I will echo what my fellow panelists said, but I think what really makes a difference is if you're a crypto exchange, ideally you should be investing more money on your product manager rather than investing a lot of money on your sales team. Because if your product is good, if the user experience and the user journey is good, you have won half the battle. And what generally we have seen companies doing the biggest mistake is, of course, KYC is a very important element, but at what stage you prompt a user to do KYC and how easy or difficult that process is actually distinguishes a good and a bad user experience, right? So I think the most important thing is the product experience. When a user comes onto your platform, they are there for a purpose. What is the purpose? Buy or sell cryptocurrency? So it's just how your options are laid out on your exchange. So in my opinion, these are the important elements, and especially if it's for new users, I think education is very important. They don't know why is it like USDT has got ERC, TRC, Omni, etc. Yeah. So there should be things very nicely laid out, and then things should be simple. A user who is just starting a crypto journey doesn't understand what's the meaning of a deposit and a withdrawal. How about if we just say give and take for them to make it convenient and easy for them?
We at Garantex look at our clients being our partners, and before we present anything to our clients, we consider ourselves to be clients. What is an easy way for us to get accessibility, ease of transactions, ease of process? Novice clients they need education. Some of them, they can go to the online, get the information about different currencies that are available in the market. But from our platform, we have taken the steps and creating artificial intelligence systems, solutions where the KYC is being done in very easy steps, but still meeting the requirements of the regulators. And also to provide easy tools, friendly to the clients through application, website, where they can get the service that they're trying to avail. And this is being designed to the different clients. We are not designing it for a super smart or for an unknowledgeable person. We are taking the mid-range. So from all type of categories, they can avail these kind of services. Going and seeing this in the market, today a lot of exchanges are available and a lot of systems are available over there. But having something that is simplified, that could have a similarity to others, this gives an ease and a comfort to any client who's availing the service.
Thank you for sharing your approach, and let's move to the next question, and it's about security of the exchanges, and we have seen a lot of hacks of different exchanges. So what steps are you taking to ensure the security of the exchange and of the funds?
Definitely, it's about approach to programming. Everybody knows that when you send something to the moon, and during the lunar program, you double check, triple check everything. You have extensive standardization, creating that code, and extensive standardization of every part of audit of that code in an audit. Also, we are working with the brightest minds and the biggest technical audits teams on the market, like Hacking Foundation, that help us to make sure that what we are doing is have the highest standards possible. Everybody knows that people make mistakes, and we're trying to do our best to protect our users and make the best code possible, as if we send the rocket ship to the moon.
Thank you. Ignace?
Yeah, security is something that we really put a lot of thought into, and one thing that we think kind of like our reputation precedes us. We spend about 25% of our budget on security. That is industry leading. Industry players, they usually spend 10 to 15%. And in terms of the headcount, we actually have close to 200 people working just on security alone. And that would involve like risk management, that would include kind of like just the security in terms of the IT system, in terms of like we have blockchain engineers, and you know, lots of times it's with customer experience, with like what fellow panelists just talked about, KYC, you always have this trade-off. Do you want to over-index on security and kind of like add sacrificing customer experience? You don't. But what we do is we kind of like just constantly tweaking to make sure we have a optimal kind of like allocation. It's like a game. You kind of like have only so many points you can allocate to security, you can allocate to user experience. There are a bunch of trades, you want to cover them all. And we are constantly reviewing and making sure that customers can really kind of come to us and they can see what we've been doing, and they can just see from you know, the actual result of our work, and really appreciate the thought and the resources, the effort we put into the work.
Absolutely. I think especially on the security part that you mentioned, having engineers really makes a big difference, the good ones actually. Let me just go back and talk mainly about the basics. I think in the world of technology, things can definitely go wrong. But the whole question is, okay, if things go wrong, what is it that you would do in order to safeguard your users' funds? We know last year, in fact, 3 major exchanges had put withdrawal restrictions because of internal controls. But we know of also one of the major exchanges where the users were able to deposit and withdraw just because they had the right controls in place. So I feel the contingency plan and your evaluation policies, where you can evaluate what the risk is and how things can be managed, plays an important role. The other thing is definitely regulations. You know, if you are working and operating in a regulated environment, you are bound to be more restricted in terms of your activities, in terms of the products that you can offer. But at the same time, the user funds can also stay safe at all times. And of course, you know, something as simple as having restriction on withdrawals. What happens in today's world? For example, if a user whose account is KYC'd and the wallet is whitelisted, they can even withdraw $1 million. But what happens if crypto exchanges come up with a policy and they say, okay, if you withdraw up to $500, this is the 2FA that you redo. If you do over $500,000, this is 2FA, but with an additional security that you do. So maybe we just have to think out of the box and see how best the user's interest can be taken care of. Thank you.
Security is the most important thing in any kind of business that you do, especially when it comes to the third-party funds or crowdfunding. Crypto exchange is similar to a crowdfunding, and therefore there should be a lot of steps that are be taken for that one. We at Garantex, we have got internal servers, and also we've got the blockchain, online blockchain. Why we have taken these steps? First of all, to have the control over the information that is going, the history of the panels, the history of the wallets, the transactions that are happening, and retrieving information if it's lost by our clients to support them in order to be a part of our customer service. But what is more important than that in system-wise is the blockchain, online blockchain that we are using, because any kind of disruption that happens during that, our clients will be protected at that time and would not be erased. There are a lot of securities which are raised, and a trusted blockchain system is very important to have this platform. The second step, which we have taken also in order to protect also ourselves and our clients from any kind of loss, is the cyber edge insurance. Insurance, and simply, it says protecting yourself against the loss or reinstating the losses up to what it was prior to the loss. So therefore, providing the three-layer security protection for our client, we have secured our clients' wallets, their portfolios, their assets, and we have an ongoing research and development team on board where they are looking to the best solutions in the market where we can develop and provide better solutions to what is existing today.
Thank you. And Ignace touched the question of KYC, and we have seen the recent crackdown on Binance, the largest cryptocurrency exchange, that they stopped offering trading in Singapore. They as well withdraw the derivatives offerings in the UK, Germany, and Brazil. So I would like to discuss the question of regulations for cryptocurrency exchanges. How do you see this environment currently?
Actually, I love that question. I spent a lot of years in crypto market trying to structure the relationship with regulators, and being part of biggest KYC and AML projects on the market. I'm have a very good understanding what's going on and how to structure that relationships. First of all, being as a local trade, being partners with Crystal blockchain, the solution, creating the instruments for the special forces, creating the instruments for regulators to actually manage that regulations. I understand how to create that relationship in a way we could be in compliance, because it's not just our actions, it's our legal team who explain, and our security professionals who explain regulators how to manage that market. And we, with adding that effort, we understand what to do, because a lot of things is self-regulations, and that self-regulations with ability to explain regulator what's going on and how we are trying to implement the broader understanding of KYC and AML procedures in our sometimes very complicated instruments. That's our strategy, and we have a successful story of working with regulators all over the world. And as an international project, we have doing a lot of effort through our own power, through our legal team, and through our partners like a Crystal blockchain to structure that market, not just for us, but for any big player. So actually, the way you could prevent and let's say create the great relationship with regulator is self-regulation, and then ability to explain. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think sort of like regulation is something that as a centralized exchange, as a business, you cannot ignore, and we really think progressive regulation should be welcome, embraced. Because in a way we see kind of like our our visions not too different from the regulators. We want the customers to be protected, and we want this industry to continue to thrive and grow and for the benefit of everyone. If we have kind of differences, it's always in the approach. Regulators, they tend to use a tool from a toolbox that is like half a century old. And sometimes those tools are just showing their age when we already have amazing technology in blockchain, when all the transactions are recorded and cannot be altered, and you have full transparency. So I think kind of when it comes to regulation and KYC, I personally, I really think we can take a crypto native approach and just instead of using technologies, guardrails that are invented for a different time, for a different set of tools, a different set of technologies, we should really look at what do we have in this current toolbox. But yeah, as a centralized exchange, as I said, we are compliant in every jurisdiction that we operate in. We actually really welcome more clarity in regulations, so we know exactly what we can do, we know exactly what we cannot do, and then it would actually make everyone's life a lot easier. But I think what my fellow panelists said, it's very important that regulators always take in the feedback from industry players who actually understand the technology, who actually understand the industry, because we really think for there to be a kind of regulatory framework that can allow the industry to thrive, you really need experts, you really need people who understand how it works to be sitting on there, to be making comments, to be helping to create this framework.
Well, I'm sure I'll end up echoing what my other fellow panelists said, but I would love to use the term balanced regulations. If regulations are important, but until we have balanced regulation, there is no way will we achieve our objectives. Neither the regulator will achieve the objectives, nor the companies will be able to achieve the objectives. So that's the first thing. And in fact, when a client approaches us and they say that they run a crypto exchange or an OTC business, the first thing we tell them is, which countries are you looking at? Because until and unless you understand that as a business model, there is no way can you suggest the client the right approach. And we always recommend the client, don't look at one jurisdiction. Look for multiple jurisdictions. Don't just think that you have a beautiful idea and you want to go out and launch a product and you will be out there. I mean, we know of some successful exchanges who launched tokenized stocks, for example, out of nowhere. And these tokenized stocks were taken down by BaFin from the regulators in Germany, wherein they said, what you're trying to achieve is absolutely wrong. You can do it. On the other side, we have some other exchanges who did the same product, but with proper licenses. So I feel just don't keep the product idea in your mind, take that out, but at the same time, think about what the lawmakers are thinking about your beautiful idea. So a balanced regulation would, in my opinion, would play a very, very crucial role.
It's a difficult thing for me now to speak about this because I come from a background of a regulator, like as short as 5 months ago. I was a regulator myself. Being on both sides of the fence, what I can say about this one, the companies need to be close to the regulator. Regulation is being changed every day. Why the regulator exists is to protect the public. Simple. Licensing is there to protect other people who are taking these services. The governments are putting these regulations depending on the different geopolitical requirements of that region, country, financial needs, experience, past history. This is all gone from there. The only best practice any company can do is to be in a live conversation all the time, close to the regulator, have an open conversation with them to know what are the new ones, regulations are coming. And the best way to do that is to have a good legal advisor or to have a good advisor who understands the regulations and the structure of the regulations. Some people that could come and say, I have the X type of licensing. Okay, X type of licensing is giving you X type of activities, but is it sufficient to practice those kind of activities? Because this is a very important and very crucial understanding that any company has to have this. Because if you're practicing like an activity and you're not licensed for it, definitely you will be penalized from the regulator to the extent of closure, losing your clients, public funds will be going, and it could go to the extent of criminal proceedings with that. So therefore, the only solution or the only advice I can give is be close to the regulator, have an open talk, listen to them, talk to them, let them understand what are you doing. Don't make it vague or ununderstandable business, there is no secret between you and the regulator. You need to be an open book with them. Therefore, they can advise you to have the proper licensing, the proper structure. They can guide you to the proper structure that you require. And with that, you will be protecting your clients and your own assets.
Absolutely. Regulator is like a doctor. If you don't tell your problem, you won't get a solution.
Of course.
Thank you. And as well, in connection with regulation toughness to a lot of exchanges, we see now popularization of DeFi, and additionally, we see the influx of traders, users on the centralized exchanges and exchanges like Uniswap, DDX, so that trading volumes exceeding the trading volumes on Coinbase, one of the biggest centralized cryptocurrency exchanges. So how do your exchanges compete with the DEXs? Aaron?
I will provide ability to ask from my partner, my friends.
Okay, Ignace?
Yeah, sure. Well, decentralized exchanges, they obviously thrive in the fact that, there are many people who want to have custody to their own wallet. They want to be, providing liquidity in those liquidity pools as an automated market maker. But one thing that decentralized exchanges do not have is something that supports the, the general population. Someone who doesn't have the technical know-how. They don't know how to kind of provide liquidity and add kind of liquidity to Uniswap. And sometimes like they find, oh, the gas fee is too high. Like to add or remove liquidity, I need to pay too much. I think this is where centralized exchanges still, by far, in terms of customer service, in terms of making sure that the service quality standard is always at one same standard that people can come and expect, just day in, day out, the reliability all throughout. But centralized exchange and decentralized exchanges, they don't have to be polar opposites. So Bybit itself is incubating many DeFi projects. We are also investing in some decentralized products as well as exchanges. I think in a way it's kind of like, it doesn't have to be kind of like, a zero-sum game, because the industry is still in kind of a nascent stage, and there is a much bigger total addressable market. So in a way, you can see a lot of cross-pollination. The decentralized exchanges can learn from centralized exchanges in how they can better address customer needs and make sure that they never feel kind of left-handing, whereas centralized exchanges can take kind of what are the key selling points that people come to DEXs for, and really kind of like try to incorporate some of that. But it could also just be, you don't have to only operate as CX. You don't always have just to have one DEX. You can kind of like, have several exchanges. They can create kind of like an ecosystem. If, on any given day the customer wants to be a liquidity provider in a liquidity pool, they can go there. But if they want to go somewhere else, there's also somewhere else to go. It's really important that you provide a whole ecosystem that satisfies people's needs at all times.
Okay, great. Well, it's funny because, 2 years back, nobody would talk about decentralized exchanges, and now, we are talking about different types of exchange business within a crypto business. This actually shows how quickly this industry is growing. Nobody would have ever imagined that in a year, 2 years down the line, we'll be talking about DEXs. But I think there are two major differences, in my opinion, which I think between the centralized and the decentralized exchanges. Number one, of course, we talked about regulations. It's very hard to monitor the DEXs in terms of activity, in terms of the characters. We keep using the term coin mixers, for example. It's very easy for people to bring in unclean coins onto the DEXs and put the risk onto the other users because they don't use coin monitoring systems. I mean, when I say they, I mean to say in general, the coin monitoring systems are missing, right? How do you know the quality of the coins which are being exchanged on these DEXs? Number one major issue. The other challenge I feel is for new users. I mean, the world keeps talking about the DeFi, but I still feel we haven't even captured the people who understand the crypto business. And on the other side, we are pushing a product wherein a user cannot integrate a simple wallet to their core wallet. And that's DEX for you. So think about a user who is new to cryptos, and they want to connect their MetaMask wallet with a DEX and with the decentralized exchange. This is the challenge. I think the education will play a very important role. The usability, I think you were showing in your presentation how you are bridging that gap. So products like this, I think in the long term will make a big impact in the decentralized world. And finally, I see, why is it the world either talks about centralized and decentralized? Why can we not talk about CD? Let's have a product which is centralized and decentralized. You have the beauty of both the products combined in one, and what's missing is regulations. Again, going back to the same topic. So all in all, I feel this could be a systematic approach towards the decentralized world.
This is a difficult one now. You put me in a very bad corner.
I like difficult questions.
Yeah. No, it's because I was a regulator. I understand what you're talking about. I know the practice. I know the difficulties where the companies are facing, how to centralize, decentralize. You have different jurisdictions, how to combine. Through past of my, career, I've worked with multinational companies. And this is one of the biggest challenges I was facing. AIG, Citibank, Barclays Bank, different regulations, different countries, different laws. Still, you need to report to your home country, and you've got to have a unified law with that. With crypto, it's not that, because there is no central bank for that. There is no regulation for that one. There are multiple licenses for that. If you understand the proper structure for the activities that you would like to conduct through your exchange, then you will understand what kind of licensing or how many activities you need to add to the license to have. I like the Rolls-Royce way of, marketing of themselves. The question was asked to the CEO of Rolls-Royce, why don't we have any ads of Rolls-Royce? They say because those who drive Rolls-Royces are not watching TVs. Having proper information, reading, doing a proper research is the base of any kind of success for any decision to be taken. We see a lot of currency unifying and de-unifying. We have seen it in this region. We've seen it between the UAE and Qatar. We've seen it UAE and Egypt, Egypt and Syria. And now we have a unified, which was just a few years back. We're talking about like 2003. As early as that, we have the euro, which more than 18 countries have got unified. They put one currency, the central bank, but the derivatives behind it, how does it work? What effect does it bring? So why didn't Switzerland join it? Why didn't the UK join it? So these are all of the things that you need to take in consideration when you're doing any kind of investment into crypto. Centralizing any kind of crypto, this will create a big disruption to what the market or the competition that is existing today, especially how it's developing to what it is and how it's disrupting the financial systems. Countries are relying on crypto today. Let's take Venezuela, Argentina. They're mainly depending on Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT. Simple. Why? Because their currency doesn't have any value, and this is the only value for them. And this brings stability to their economy. So you have gone to the level of a country, no more to an investor. Crypto exchangers need to be regulated, and I believe in that one, but it needs to be done the right way. The right controls need to be over there. When I see too many, rewards, marketing, over-marketing, I open my phone. My sister calls me. I see Binance. My brother calls me. I see another company. So what does that tell me? Over-marketing, it shows that there is something or something worthy of your investigation, more into getting involved after that.
Okay, I want to add, I just want to add something. Regarding that question, we will not trying to solve every problem on the market, but we have our special approach. It's just our approach is a local trade. We do our due diligence, and we integrate very complicated DEX instruments, simplifying access to them with like Visa or MasterCard in a manner of seconds with very simple approach to very complicated DeFi instruments. So our approach is driving the broad audience to that complicated, sometimes very interesting projects and help them to get that traction. And afterwards, I hope they will find the solution for themselves while we are helping them to flourish. That's just our goal, our strategy, and that's what we do as a local trade. Thank you.
So we have the place for both centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, and thank you for interesting discussions to all the panelists.
To my friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, I have found a wallet which was one of my colleagues had given me, which was left on the floor. Mr. Roman Okhotnikov. Mr. Roman Okhotnikov. So, if you have left your wallet, thank you.
One mic is missing.
Oh, which one? Which mic? Thank you. I missed the took it with me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to invite Mr. Wahid Abdullah from Palapay, who's the CEO, and he'll be speaking about Palapay products, including payment gateways, token exchange, cryptocurrency, etc. Mr. Wahid, please.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dubai Crypto Expo. I hope you are all having a good day. Hello again to the familiar faces I see in the crowd. For those who don't know me, my name is Vahid. I'm the CEO and founder of Palapay. I appreciate your interest in advance and for the time you are giving me to present to you Palapay. Here you will learn about all the products that we have to offer. Let me start with a little bit of the background. Palapay was established in 2012 as a financial institution in California, United States. At that time, e-commerce was just beginning to boom. The existing payment processors were too difficult to integrate into online businesses. We saw a need and we felt it. We started providing payment gateway services that were easier and more efficient for everyone. As part of the decision on going global, we decided to choose Dubai as it is one of the strongest business hubs in the world connecting business globally. Our first UAE branches was opened in Dubai in 2017 and we started providing payment services to businesses locally. PalaPay is proudly to say that it has more than 6,000 merchants using its payment gateway within UAE. As soon as the global financial market found cryptocurrency as a different payment method, we decided to integrate it within our system, becoming one of the first to process crypto payments into fiat. The PalaPay crypto division started working from 2020. We incorporated crypto payment methods which provide a new window for all businesses to receive payments. With our crypto gateway growing rapidly and with all positive feedbacks from our clients, we knew we needed our digital asset. That is when PalaPay Pala token was created. Now let me introduce you to PalaPay and all its products in detail. PalaPay online payment service. PalaPay is proud to be processing more than 100 payment methods, including all the cryptocurrencies on the major blockchains and conventional methods such as Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Union Pay, etc., supporting more than 100 currencies. We are also providing ready-to-use plugins for major e-commerce platforms such as WooCommerce, Magento, and Shopify. Providing using top-notch technologies and highest security method, PalaPay secure all the payments from merchants to feel safe at ease. PalaPay Escrow Payment Protection System. We have designed an escrow payment protection system that guarantees both buyers and sellers satisfactions. This ensures highly reliable transactions and low processing costs, while eliminating the need of costly third parties. In case of an issue, the buyer can open a dispute with the seller and describe the cause of dissatisfaction. Once a buyer begins the dispute resolution process, we put a hold on that transaction funds until the things are resolved between them. If the buyer and seller can't reach an agreement, the dispute can be escalated to a claim. Then we'll investigate and make a ruling. You can feel rest assured we will conduct a detailed investigation of the problem and make a fair decision in a short time. We have integrated our escrow payment protection system in our crypto payment gateway too. And we proudly present the first ever crypto payment gateway with payment protection system that protects the buyer from fraud with ability to dispute the crypto transactions. PalaPay Wallet. With PalaPay Wallet, user can send and receive money using their wallet and also use it for their expenses. It features local and international money transfer facilities for user using their available balances with zero fees. PalaPay Link. Here, we would like to introduce a special feature called PalaPay Link, where user can create a social page with their own unique link on palapay.com. They can share it with others and get paid by card or crypto. As you can see, this is how your own unique link will look. Please enjoy our short video about PalaPay Link. Now you have seen how we are similar to the rest, and we are going to show you what set us apart. First is cryptocurrency OTC. The PalaPay Crypto OTC started serving people in 2020. We are proud to say that we are the first OTC exchange in UAE to provide customers with highest level of security, reliability, and trust. We offer crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto exchanges in person in our branches at variety of locations in UAE. Next is our favorite product, which is Pala Token. Pala Token was created in May 2021 with the purpose of using it in transaction. It is already available for trading in many exchanges such as Coinsbit, JustSwap, Catex, Vindox, and many more. You can also get live price and information on Pala through CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. You can also store your Pala token on other wallets like Trust Wallet, Tron Links, and many, many more. The main application of the Pala token included the following. It is a digital asset for fueling PalaPay transactions. It reduced the cost of transaction and payments, and it's a digital asset to provide various services such as issuance of prepaid card, which you will hear about it in few minutes. Pala distribution. As you can see in the table presented to you, Pala maximum supply is 10 billion, 80% of which will be offered through 5 years from 2021 to 2025. 10% will be in exchange and 10% will be reserved for the development and advertising team. PalaPay prepaid crypto MasterCard and UnionPay card. You can apply for a virtual or physical PalaPay crypto MasterCard and UnionPay card on palapay.com and top up your card with Pala token. You can use your card for your daily expenses globally. PalaPay Crypto Payment Gateway. We have designed a crypto payment gateway which supports any cryptocurrency on any blockchain. Welcome to the first opportunity for this in the world. PalaPay provides businesses and e-commerce all over the globe with one of the fastest, most reliable, and most secure crypto payment gateways. Customer can pay using their cryptocurrency, and the seller can get crypto or fiat based on their choice. PalaPay decentralized wallet app. You can store, swap, buy and sell any crypto on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron blockchain, including crypto to crypto, crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto. When you sell your crypto using PalaPay app, you can transfer your balance to local or international bank accounts and cash out in our branches or designated ATMs. PalaPay Crypto ATM. The PalaPay Crypto ATM is the first ever to offer buy and sell of any crypto on any blockchain via AED and 100 plus currencies, supporting more than 100 languages. It features cash deposit for buy, cash withdrawal for sell, cash collection for crypto sold on PalaPay app, and automated onboard on the spot live KYC with ID and fingerprint scanning. By scanning your fingerprint, you can see all of your transaction history. PalaPay crypto POS machines. PalaPay brings you the first ever crypto POS machine in the world, accepting USDT, USDC, and any cryptocurrency on any blockchains. It supports more than 100 currencies, providing crypto payment gateway for businesses globally. Customer can pay with crypto, the seller can get crypto or fiat based on their choice in their account on the spot. PalaPay Crypto Exchange, which is in development now. PalaPay proudly introduced the first ever UAE-based crypto exchange, which allows customers to trade cryptocurrencies for other assets, such as conventional fiat money or other digital currencies. PalaPay Crypto Exchange accepts credit card payments, wire transfers. The features are including, but not limited to, live price and charts, spot tradings, future tradings, easy to use web and mobile UI. So thanks again everyone. On behalf of PalaPay, come over to our booth number 16 to experience our ATM and crypto POS machine in action. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. I would like to call Patricia Samos from Goes International, who will be speaking about creating crypto through saving the planet.
Well, hello and welcome everyone. I know it's the end of the day, so pretty much I'm sure you're feeling a bit tired. So I'm gonna really try hard not to bore you, okay? So first of all, let me start by telling my name. My name is Patricia and I work for Gauche International LLC, which is a company based in Dubai. Before I start talking about our company, about what we do, I want to share a little story with you of the reason why I'm here today and the reason why Gauche exists. Okay, so a few years ago in 2011, I was quite young, and my dad had the crazy idea that he wanted to change careers. So he was working as an accountant, and suddenly he tells me, you know what, I need to change my life around. And he decided that maybe crypto was the solution. He had a friend that told him, why don't you invest in Bitcoin? And let me tell you, in 2011, Bitcoin was worth pennies. Well, in England, we say pennies, cents, whatever you want to call it. Of course, I must tell you, he did not invest in Bitcoin. But because he did not invest in Bitcoin, we decided years later to create Gauche, which is a revolutionary company. And you're going to understand why, okay? And before I start talking about it, let me also welcome you all, not only to this exciting event, but welcome to a present, to an exciting and different present that we are building at Gauche, that it's going to change the way you use and recycle plastics. And before I start talking about how we are going to do that, I want to do a little exercise with you. Okay? I want you to imagine a world where plastic can actually be useful and not turned into rubbish, turned into trash. Imagine a world where we are not wasting any type of plastic. Imagine a world where our oceans are not full of plastic. Now, is it hard to imagine? I'm sure it is, because plastic is everywhere. Everywhere we watch, we see plastic. But what if I told you that at Gauche, we are already working towards it? We are already building a present, a future, where plastic, it's not going to be a problem, but a solution. I'm sure you're already intrigued. So before I explain a little bit more about that, I'm going to explain about our company, about our cryptocurrency, which is Gauche Coin. And Gauche is a cryptocurrency company that is about to change the way you use and see crypto assets. We operate worldwide, and we are backed by real assets, such as fuel. And this is the game-changing. We are backed by a real asset that is fuel. And if you think about fuel, we are always going to need it, right? We're always going to need fuel. No matter what happens, we need fuel to move, we need fuel to do everything. So this really gives our company a different perspective on cryptocurrencies. With that in mind, let me tell you, Gauche will fight pollution by creating an ecosystem that helps battle plastic littering. With the planning of the evolving and consolidation of Gauche Coin, we are not only thinking about the growing valuation of the cryptocurrency, but also about how we can change a very customized and very normal behavior, the way we use and the way we recycle plastic, which we all know, until now, it's not been the best. So let me first go into our cryptocurrency, which is Gauche Coin, as I previously mentioned. Gauche Coin has embedded a cutting-edge technology once it is issued via tokens and has a direct connection with the cryptocurrencies of the future. Let me also add that cryptocurrency users add up to 3% of the world population for now. But we all know that crypto is the future and it's only going to continue to grow. So with that in mind, our cryptocurrency is working to be fully connected with the payments ecosystem using the prepaid mode of Visa and MasterCard, which are managed by our own brand, Gauche. Of Of course, that another substantial advantage about Gauss coin is the fact that it can be found all over the world, as it's in more than 100 countries at the moment. Our team counts with more than 100,000 people spread all across the globe. And we also have a multi-level team working alongside us, which has undeniable knowledge about the cryptocurrency world. And now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about financial collaterals. And we all know that the best way of making an investment, a safe investment, is through a financial collateral. This is a great advantage, once again, that Gauss coin provides to its investors and supporters. Once the core business of Gauss is the transformation of plastic into alternative fuels. And by analyzing the traditional currency market, we can also notice that when a currency in its physical form, being minted or printed in paper, it has no users, but people who want to use it around, people who want to share it. The same happens with cryptocurrency. People want to be able to use it all over the place. So with that in mind, by investing in creating power plants, Gauss is allowing its members to have an extra income through the ecosystem we are creating. We can also all agree that one of the greatest issues of mankind is the income distribution. And a lot of the times, capitalism means that no one is worried about how much you get paid and if you're getting paid for the work you're doing. But Gauss team, our founders, supporters, and followers believe that we can make the world a better place, a greener place, a fairer place. Of course, it takes time. Nothing gets built really easily, but we're going to do it. In Gauss, we believe that the distribution of income should also be made in a meritocratic way, based in merit. If you work hard, you should get paid more. This is simple maths. Why is it not working this way? And besides your individual work, you should also be rewarded by your teamwork. Because really, we should all be working as a team. That formula allows us to reach the ideal system where we can put money working for you rather than the other way around. And this is always a tricky thing where money is working for you rather the other way around. I know. And of course, that one of the greatest challenges of our times is to create a sustainable future not only for us, but for the generations that are yet to come. We want our kids, our children to have the same future that we see for ourselves. And our goal is to help each individual of our community to build that future that will allow everyone that is around them to have a completely different future where you can have the best of both worlds, the financial freedom and, of course, a sustainable and greener future. And talking about sustainability, that brings me to plastic. And I want to tell you about something that, unfortunately, we've heard a lot about it, but we're still not changing. Over the last 6 decades, we have been responsible of the mass production of plastic. This has been accelerating and rapidly growing to a colossal amount of 8.3 billion tons of plastic. And let me tell you, folks, this plastic sticks around for 400 years. That means the plastic I'm using today is still going to be in some shape or form in our planet in 400 years. If this isn't scary, I don't know what we are doing, but it is really, really scary. And of course, according to the National Geographic, a whopping 91% of the plastic we use isn't recycled yet. And this is another scary percentage. That means that only 9% of that plastic gets recycled. And a lot of places are already doing something, that it's burning the plastic, but this process isn't very good because it's very, very damaging for the environment, as there's a lot of toxic gases being released. So no one's found a solution, only problems. But at Gauss, we like to say we find solutions, never problems. So of course, we decided to take the issue into our own hands and find our solution, because we can't just sit around and wait for it, because nothing's going to happen. So why not? And unfortunately, we live in a world where governments and powerful organizations, they do not take environmental drastic measures. And once again, this is where we take place. This is where we decide to change. We decide to recycle. We decide to use less plastic. Unfortunately, we're not taking any of these decisions. So it's still up to us to get it to change. Gauch, this far, has invested heavily in the acquisition of the exploitation rights of a patent that allows us to gradually alleviate this problem. Our scientists have discovered through an innovative method the possibility of transforming plastic into additive fuels, such as gasoline, such as diesel and paraffin. And this process is the fuel already comes refined. That means we don't have to waste any time or money having it refined. It's a very new and futuristic project. Our transformation process contains countless technological innovations that allows us to operate from anywhere in the world with great safety for a combustion process as well, where the entire system runs without any need for pressure. So we run with zero pressure. Do you know what that means? That means that the entire plant will never explode. There's no risk because there's no pressure. So once again, we are at the forefront of the process. Another huge problem that I told you about, it was the emission of gases for the atmosphere. That this process, it's very, very bad for the environment. But what if I told you that at Gauch, we found a solution? What if I told you that all the gases that we are releasing, we are actually reusing them for our process? So this gas that we are releasing, we're using it for our electricity. So that means that this plant is completely sustainable, and we're not spending any money on electricity, and we're saving the planet at the meantime. If this isn't great, I'm not sure what is, but to me, sounds amazing. We can really call this project a sustainable and green plant. Now, let's talk about how much we produce. Let's talk about how much we burn. This is the important data. So, by each kilo of plastic burned, I want to give you a quick sum up of how much we can do, okay? Our plants, in their most customized mode of operation, are able to produce 0.5 liters of additive fuel for each kilo of plastic burned. With this, we are guaranteeing our investors with not only an excellent economic return in terms of investment profitability, but also an expected appreciation of our currency, taking into account not only its usability, but of course the financial backing that we are offering. And this is once again what really makes us different from any cryptocurrency company out there. We have got a real asset that everyone is always going to need, fuel. In conclusion, not going to take too much more of your time, our plants are able to recycle 300 tons of plastic and at the same time produce an approximate value of 150,000 liters of fuel monthly. And we are only starting. We only have one plant now. But by March 2022, we want to build 10 other plants. And do you know what that means? That means 3 million tons of plastic will be recycled. Can you imagine? There is a lot of plastic out there that still needs to be recycled. And of course, this will allow not only the removal of a highly harmful residue for the atmosphere and for the planet, but also the production of additive fuels that are always, and there will always be, so much needed. Now that you got to know a bit of the project of, well, my life and everyone's life here at the front. It's up to you guys to make it into your project as well. Thank you very much for your time, and come and visit us at booth 19 if you want to know more about our project. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. I would like to invite Benito Elisa from the Trawler Art Company, who's the advisor and will be speaking about the trawler art. Thank you. Benito Elisa.
Hello, everybody. I know you are very tired, and I'm too. All right, so I'm Benito Elisa. I'm the head of partnership at the Trawler Art. So the Trawler Art is an NFT ecosystem, and also we are going to launch our meme coin. So it won't be like only a meme coin like that. It will be a meme coin with a purpose where we are going to use the meme coin on our NFT ecosystem. So the goals of the NFT, the trawler, is to create a unique meme coin that will stay for long, to help NFT artists get exposure and grow in terms of popularity, to bring entertainment to NFTs with mass adoption, to bridge between artists and big brands seeking exposure to NFT, to introduce some revolutionary art blockchain fashion, and where we're going to have blockchain shirt, to provide community and artists with passive income for life, to offer NFT collectors the highest quality of NFT, and to offer the best coin tokenomics for a super deflationary token. So the founder has taken a commitment that we are going to organize several huge competition for the NFT artists. In terms of pricing, the winner will win 1 Bitcoin, the second one 10,000 USD, and the third one 5,000 USD. So now in terms of who will judge these NFT artists, there will be like a democratic voting system. This, all the coin holders will be voting for their best NFT artists and their best NFT artworks. Now in terms of the IT, the blockchain technology that we will be using, so we are going to be multi-chain, and the first one we are developing will be on BSC, the Binance Smart Chain. The second one will be Polkadot, third one Cardano, and the fourth one will be Ethereum 2.0. So basically, the more blockchain well we are adding to our ecosystem, it will be better. Now, just for you to understand the objectives of the trawler, we want to be among the best free meme coin in the industry. We already have Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and others, but we want to be among the best free. So now I'm going to play video so that you can understand what is the trawler NFT ecosystem. Please, the video.
Welcome to the revolution of NFTs and art blockchain fashion. So why is the Trawler the most innovative NFT project, and why should you get involved? The Trawler offers the most complete ecosystem, combining artists, NFTs, competition, music, fun, sponsors, NFT collectors, blockchain e-commerce, and rewards for all. Now, let's discover what plan the Trawler has in store. 1. The first NFT entertainment marketplace. The Trawler is the first competition NFT marketplace tournament style, bringing talented NFT artists to compete in order to create the best NFTs for our guests, giving the chance to all talented artists to showcase their skills with big exposure to the NFT community in order to help them grow their popularity and their fan base. To make things even more exciting, the Troller platform will host a yearly event combining all artists that have won at least one competition in order to compete for the biggest NFT event and give the award of the best NFT artists of the year. Let's check out the Troller competition process where the top NFTs go head-to-head. Step by step. 1. Announce the guest or the brand for the competition. 2. Receive NFT applications. All NFT applications will be via lazy minting for all pre-selections, and only the top voted NFTs will go live on the Troller competition. 3. First round with the top 100 NFTs that passed the pre-selections. 4. Second round, top 50. 5. Semi-final, top 25. 6. Final, top 10. Announce the top 3 winners. 7. The Troller Museum opening. 8. Troller NFT holders early access. If you have this NFT, you will get 24 hours early access to bid and buy NFTs after the final competition results are out. 9. Opening of the merch marketplace. Calling all NFT artists. Come on, join the Troller first competition for a chance to win the 1 Bitcoin prize and many other rewards. The Troller judges are the NFT community. 2. The first bridge between big brands and NFT artists community. Recently, all big brands are trying to get exposure to NFTs. We've seen Coca-Cola doing an NFT, Visa card buying an NFT, and Louis Vuitton announced an NFT game. So instead of brands making an NFT with a single artist and that's it, we can organize a full month event with all our registered artists competing through multiple selection rounds voted on by the NFT community in order to create the best top 3 NFT arts for that particular brand. This process will give companies the best marketing material to promote their brand name, engage their customers or users via our voting rounds, and of course get the best exposure to NFTs and the NFT community. We welcome all brands willing to sponsor an exclusive event with the Troller competition. 3. Forget play and earn. With the Troller, just vote and earn. Troller coin holders will have the easiest task to do in order to generate passive income. Simply vote on your favorite NFTs throughout the competition stages from pre-selection to the final. You'll get rewards from all NFTs sold in our museum, in addition to rewards from all blockchain merch sales. 4. Unique Auction Museum. The Troller Museum will be a unique marketplace where all our NFTs will be displayed once the competition process is completed and we have all rankings and top 3 winners. It will be in a 3D environment scene full of creativity. We'll have separate museum rooms for each competition NFTs, where the top 100 arts that qualified for the competition will be sold auction style for all NFTs. 5. Revolutionary e-commerce platform at the Troller. The revolutionary e-commerce platform at the Troller will be converting NFT artists into famous brands. How is that possible? The Troller will be combining art, blockchain, fashion, using Luxo technology. The top 100 NFTs of each competition will be available on the Troller merch platform as soon as the NFT auction is closed. We will have the same NFTs printed on t-shirts with RFID chips, radio frequency identification, that can be verified through the blockchain. Yes, you'll be buying a t-shirt designed and signed by an NFT artist with a digital identity to check the authenticity of the product. These blockchain t-shirts' value will be determined by the original NFT sale. So if you miss the NFT, you can still get it in the Troller Merch Center. 6. Unique tokenomics with Super Turbo Burn. The Troller will be providing triple means of passive income for artists and community. 1. Passive income for the community. 2% auto-staking rewards. 20% of all NFT sales. 10% of all merch sales. 2. Passive income for artists. 2% auto-staking rewards. 5% lifetime commissions on NFTs sold in our museum. 20% lifetime commissions on art blockchain merch. Super deflationary token model with 4 burning mechanisms. 1. 2% of each transaction gets burned. 2. 100% of competition application fees get burned. 3. 5% from NFT sales will be used to buy back and burn. 4. 10% of merch items sales will be used to buy back and burn. The Troller is designed to be distributing rewards and burning coins with every Troller competition. Technically, the Troller coin is better than the dollar. The dollar prints more. The Troller burns more. 7. NFT cross-chain. The Troller will be offering multi-chain support for the biggest blockchains via our joint partnership with DNFT.world, which is the best bridge of NFT cross-chain assets. So when you buy an NFT from the Troller Museum, you will have the ability to transfer it to multiple supported wallets for different blockchains. The support will start with the Binance chain, followed by Polkadot, then Cardano, and finally Ethereum when 2.0 is out. 8. The Troller Explosive Marketing Campaign. The Troller is preparing the biggest marketing campaign ever done, already onboarding top 20 influencers via the Troller Ambassadors program, reaching millions of people around the globe. In addition, the Troller will be present at all major blockchain, crypto, and NFT events worldwide. In 2021, we start with 1. The world's biggest NFT show, Dubai World NFT DeFi Show, on September 22nd and 23rd. 2. Dubai DeFi Investment Summit, 11th and 12th of October. 3. The biggest blockchain event of the year with 10,000 plus attendees, the Dubai Crypto Expo on October 13th and 14th with 2 awards nominations. 4. The biggest NFT event of the year, the New York NFT Awards event, November 1st through the 4th. The Troller has 5 awards nominations at this event. 5. Finally, the biggest European blockchain event, Hamburg Blockchance Europe, December 2nd through the 4th. For more information, please check out this masterpiece website, thetrollerart.com. What are you waiting for? Join the Trollers community today. Buy and hold. The Troller coin is better than gold.
So thank you. Like you have noticed, we have created a full NFT ecosystem that will be very supportive for artists. They are going to earn royalties nearly for life. And also, all our coin holders will be able to vote and benefit from the whole system. So if you want to follow us, please feel free to join us on our Telegram group. It's the Trollers Worldwide Community. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Benito. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Hope you had a great time in our event tonight. We will end the session and we will see you all tomorrow morning. Thank you.